Well, last week, if I recall correctly, we made our way to Oscar to deliver the flower, but we were surprised. The hooded lanterns that we just left were already there. It was a shocking twist. They had beat us to it, and surprisingly enough, they had they had incapacitated the entire crew inside the house. It was shocking twist of fates. But as the fates would have it, there was yet another twist. They were not what they seemed. In fact, they were the illustrious doppelgangers, and they transformed and attacked our intrepid party,
Have you have
who
you been
also
watching anime this
returned.
week or something?
It's been a week. It's been a week, man. Who returned their attack in kind. And though we fought valiantly, the undead ogre, wasn't too bright and joined the fray, thankfully on the side of the right side, and then decided that everyone was the wrong side and attacked us as well. Nabarlin, despite his attempts at diplomacy, gave him an eyeful, and we had to lay him to rest yet again. Went inside and met all the people. They were just fine. Apparently, all the potions have been stolen, which was not good for Oscar's business, considering his entire inventory was stolen by what appears to be the Queen's men. Thanks to Nespip's keen eye, he found, or did he just like search the bodies? I don't remember.
Search the bodies.
Okay, but
Oh.
thanks to his keen eye, as he looted corpses, he found a he found a calling card from this Queen of Hearts. So we don't know if it's the Queen or if it's a new faction, but it sure looks like the Queen of Thieves sent some people there to rob them, which probably doesn't do well for her if she wants to have a nice business long term with Oscar. But anyway, we found Oscar in the basement. He had barricaded himself behind a magical door, filled him in with flour, gave him he was very excited because we had an intact specimen that we plopped into a bucket of water. Very excited because he could cultivate it. We had a heart to heart with him and explained our plan with the hooded lanterns, Lord Commander. And I do believe that we got him on board with moving over there, but he wouldn't do it. He had to get escorted. And so, as we left, there was a booby trap placed because nobody saw anything. Nobody saw anything, so we had no idea what's going on. But just to be safe, New Orleans would, of course, leave a booby trap for anyone coming in. They will have to dodge several arrows to the face. It'll also give a little bit of warning to the people inside. So we left. Our plan now is to, I believe, to go to the Lord Commander and set this machination in action. I believe.
Set the whole plan in motion
Yeah.
Exciting.
of rescuing the former queen, Lenore.
And surely nothing will go wrong.
Nothing at all. This would go flawless. That's why we're Plan D now, or C, or something.
Well, I believe it's like
Plan
Plan
F
Play
would
by
be
you at this point.
flawless.
Yeah. Yep, that is pretty much what you did, and you also did a little something called leveling up, because you gained a level up to level 7, which
times.
technically applies when you have your level up, but when you have your long rest. But sure, like that's like that's usually when you have it in the session, but now it's all applied. So the one thing I still need to do is to pull all of you into the game as a level 7. So I'm quickly going to do that, and then we can go ahead and start. If memory serves, you were just leaving Oscar's mansion, right? So we should start at the city map. Here you are. I believe you already told me what your next move is, but I just have to ask, what is your next move?
We are going back to the Lord Commander to fill him in the plan, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. feel free to do so. So how are you?
You asked and we answered.
Yeah, that was a pretty open and shut case right there. So logically, you would want to travel back the way that you came in as well. So again, through the gate, etc. Is that the route you want to take again as well, or would you rather go try your luck at the gate number 1, or like what do you want to do?
No.
Well, if we're going to, we go to their. This is the gate that they're actually at. I don't think we'd want to go through any other gate.
I wouldn't either personally, but I have to ask.
No. Gate number 5, please, DM.
All right,
And as
what's
we're
behind gate
traveling-
number 5?
Since the time span here has been a relatively short period of time, we'd probably just go back the way we came, since we knew that way was safe, ish.
Right. That
It'd probably
does
even be the
make
same
sense.
shift at the gate.
So all of your character sheets are updated, by the way.
Woo.
As you are moving back, I have to ask because it's a little travel. First off, are you walking through the? Are you walking on the outer edge of the city over here? Are you going through the middle, or are you going to hug the wall?
Whatever we did last week or the week before, we're going to be doing the exact same thing, because in the time span of the game, it's only been a couple hours.
This is true. And I am totally fine with that. Which was just basically you just went back and forth. Whoever is leading the group right now, I'd like a survival check, but with advantage. You have been here a couple of times right now, so you know where you're going.
Well,
Wow.
And you needed that.
Holy damn.
what was it? What was it?
That was
A two and a 5.
Yeah.
I'm
2 and a 5.
I'm just getting them out of the way.
Luckily,
So yeah, what was it, 12?
yeah. So in total, that makes it a 13. So that is in this area, luckily, just above what I would require. So you make it to the gate.
Like, I've never been here before. What the?
Yeah, you just turned Gandalf for a second. I have no recollection of this place.
Oh, right. It's this way. And how do you remember that? Oh, it smells better.
Arriving at the gate, it is indeed not too long after the last time you went through this gate. As such, the crew will most probably be still more or less the same, and they will let you through when you approach. Unless you want to do something at the gate, we could just move on to the garrison.
I don't think we had any business at the gate.
If it's the same guys, we're just like, hey, we're back.
We hear them swearing up at the gatehouse, like, God damn these people again.
You know,
We're not making any money off of them.
It's just 2 guys who are doing the ropes to get this thing open. So,
Well, that is another thing. I mean, are you paying attention as to how the portcullis is raised and lowered?
Nesbit would probably.
Make me a perception check.
I'm gonna do it too.
Sure.
Let's see. I got a 20, dirty 20.
Nice. What about you, Nesbit?
15.
Oh, there it is. Yeah. Yeah, I'll give it to the both of you. The portcullis indeed doesn't raise completely smooth, leading you to believe that this isn't some machine that does this, but rather indeed a hand pulled action. You don't see anyone moving to do so, though, which would lead you to believe that it is probably also on the inside of the gate. Again, makes total sense, but it's good to know if you'd ever need it. With that, you will move towards the garrison. Yes. I want to constantly say Mr. Garrison. I don't know why. It's just
Mr. Garrison?
Mr. Garrison.
Mr. Garrison. Mr. Garrison.
I can't help it, man. Like I've been
Oh my
watching,
God.
I've been watching South Park like a couple of weeks ago, and it's just lodged in here. We're back.
Oh my
God.
Now I can't get it out of my head. Fuck you. It's Baby Shark all over again.
All right. You arrive back at the garrison. There is a surprising amount of guards on the walls. You notice a little more than last time. Um, the gate looks far more protected than the garrison itself. But you notice that basically every parapet and every tower has one or multiple um, hooded lanterns on them, which is a fact.
Do they look jumpy? Do they look like they're nervous about something beyond the normal nerves of Drakkenheim?
Not necessarily. Just beyond the fact that there's just more of them, you don't really notice anything, I'd say.
I guess as
All
we
right.
approach, kind of show the seal again. I guess for the garrison.
Oh, yeah, you're for the Lord Commander, right? The
We,
little,
we were we were just here a few hours ago.
Okay. I'm not sure if he's available right now. He's kind of in a discussion, but sure,
He
come on in.
he'll be available.
Let him know we're out here. The Plan C is out here. He'll
Plan
let us
play
in.
play by ear.
Yeah, sure. I mean, you're you're still welcome to come in, though. Like, feel free to come in, and they open up the gate for you.
Psych. Whoa, hey, whoa, whoa.
Oh,
Hello.
As you walk through, you notice that the entire courtyard is filled with people.
Oh God.
And perhaps the most astonishing part of that is that it's not just hooded lanterns. You notice that there is a sizable portion of soldiers over here that are all wearing the emblems of the Silver Order. There is
Ah,
a contingency here of the Paladins. There is a bit of a discussion going on, though you're, as you enter, of course, too far away to hear it, but there is an active discussion going on there.
Atali's just gonna walk up, not pay any mind, and just get on the hooded lantern side, on the opposite end,
yeah. That's
and then
my
start
understanding.
listening in, like blatantly just listening in.
As you get closer, you will hear basically a bit of bravado back and forth. Our swords are better. Yeah, well, ours are like still the old swords that were forged here in the city. Yeah, well, ours is like we brought it all the way from Illyria and it's still good, like didn't rust. That kind of stuff.
Is the Lord Commander out there with him?
He isn't.
Do I recognize? Is there anyone around that I would recognize?
Yeah, Ansem and Petra are here, the lieutenants of the Lord Commander. So they're among the hooded lanterns that are talking with the Silver Order.
I'm gonna try and catch one of their eye and kind of nod that we need to talk.
Oh, hey. Yeah, sorry, it's a bit busy today. Um, so apparently the Silver Order came along and they needed to talk to the Lord, to the Lord Commander, and well, here they are, I guess. I don't know. We should feel safer or something with them being here, but
Don't.
you know, well, it's more swords. I'll tell you that. That's better than all the creatures out there beyond the walls. But I don't
Is
like
he?
meeting them.
Is the Lord Commander in his office?
He is, yes, but he's currently talking.
Yeah, that can
Well,
wait.
the thing the thing that we talked about last time is about it's about to start.
Oh, it, yeah. I'm not sure if you can like the other knight captain. I believe his title is in there as well. So they're currently having an active discussion. I don't know if you can just barge in there.
I can try. Until he says, like, without actually waiting for confirmation or anything, he's just going to walk past him towards the tower. This
No,
is,
Um,
this is out of like this is out of their pay grade. He doesn't care.
we got something. We got some big stuff happening here. So
All right. You just walk in there.
Yep. Open the door rather loudly and walk in.
Okay. As you walk in, you see both Lord Commander Elias Drexel and the Knight Commander Theodore Marshall of the Silver Order having a definitely more heated debate. You're seeing that the Knight Captain of the Silver Order, is looking angry but smug, whereas the Lord Commander, you can almost count the veins in his neck. He is aggressively angry almost. And as you swing that door open, their conversation stops and they both look at you.
Gentlemen?
What are. We're in the middle of a discussion right here.
Yes, and it seems to not be bearing fruit judging by both of your expressions. However, Lord Commander, as you are fully aware, something else is underway.
The Knight Captain raises an eyebrow and looks over at the Lord Commander. Well, I dare say that you're employing the same people as I do in some regards, but apparently they're working for you now. Let's hear it. What do they have to say?
I'm sorry, who invited you to this conversation?
I invited myself to this conversation, and you do well to mind your tongue, lest I cut it out.
It's always forgive his brashness. We've got important business here. I am Lord Nabarlin Paisan II, and who might I be addressing?
The Knight Captain shrugs and looks at you and says, well, you have the honor of addressing Knight Captain Theodore Marshall, the leader of the band of paladins and soldiers that are currently stationed outside Drakkenheim on orders of her High Matriarch from Illyria. We are here to help cleanse the city.
Respect given where respect is due. What brings you to this humble abode? I see Lord Commander here is quite excited to have you here. It's a very exciting discussion. Commander, the uh, that the task that we were trying to accomplish, it's the date's almost here. The delivery is about to arrive.
That is. Well, thank you for reporting that, but couldn't that have waited?
No, we are on uh, a
Tight
enhanced
schedule.
timeline. Enhanced timeline. We'd like to fill you in more uh, with discerning company.
Well, I don't mind being filled in as well. It's good to know that whenever you're doing any secret operations, Elias, that I'd be aware of that, seeing as, well, we're potentially going to advance into the city. I might as well be aware of anything that you're doing, lest I accidentally kill any of your agents while we are
That
doing
depends
our
entirely
duty.
on where Illyria's loyalties lie.
I'm not exactly sure I follow, but you are willing to elaborate yourself, of course.
Well, I, for one, would love to tell you. However, this information is between two parties, and I need the other party to invite a third.
The Lord Commander looks at you and then looks back at the Knight Captain. I understand what you're saying, Theodore, but right now there are still some things that I'm not willing to divulge with you. We will discuss the matter that we just talked about in a moment, but this requires my immediate attention. Can you wait outside? And the Knight Captain shakes his head. He says, I will not be sent out like some errand boy. I will stay right here and listen to what these people have to say. It's apparently important enough to break into our conversation, and I'm expected back at the camp for a couple of other details in a bit. So I will be going back. If you want to finish our conversation, we'll do it now.
Sure,
Well,
we'll wait.
Whatever
In
this.
that case, we'll wait.
He can stay. He can stay. Lord Commander, in my travels in the city, I would like you to take a look at this sword that I picked up. It's beautiful, isn't it? And I bring him the sword and says, feel the blade. It's a fine blade.
And just to be sure, which blade are you showing him?
Twilight.
Okay. And you're giving it to who? The Lord Commander or the
Lord
Knight
Commander.
Captain? Okay.
The Lord Commander. I'm still holding it, and I'm asking him to. I'm like presenting it like this.
That is a fine blade. Why are you drawing your weapon and showing it to me?
So it'll make sense here shortly. Just, I really would like you to feel the weight on it.
I appreciate it, but I'll pass. And the knight captain leans in and he says, "Wouldn't be the first time that someone's handing us a cursed weapon, of course. If you'd like, I can take a look whether or not that is a cursed weapon or anything. Of course, with your permission."
It's not cursed. I thought we'd had a level of trust here, Lord Commander. I guess not. Um, the if you don't want to discuss this in present company, I guess we'll have to find another route.
To hell with it. I I want to have my report, and if the knight captain wants to listen in, then he shall. We have more pressing matters to discuss, anyways, and this is potentially going to be a part of it. Go on, give me your report.
Can they be trusted? If you,
Yes.
Lord
Yes,
Commander,
yes.
if you trust the Silver Hand, then we will too.
We will behave amicably towards one another for now. Go on.
So,
Uh,
about our VIP rescue mission we have talked about, there have been developments. We might be able to create the diversion tomorrow or in the next 1 or 2 days. We need to still see how the other party reacts. And we will probably be sending you multiple messages when the time comes to start the extraction.
Nimberlin snaps his fingers, and Thistle appears and say, "This one right here, we'll be bearing one of them."
We will
Okay.
give message to your garrison at Emberwood as well for a runner.
All right. I hope your plan works, but I like the fact that we can do this rather quickly. Also, Tim, you're muted.
Yes.
There's another part of this. Oscar, he has the one we were searching for a way to protect against the haze contamination, and one who's been researching ways to reverse it for those who might need it. He has been assaulted by the other alleged party in question and has agreed to be escorted here for safety to continue his work on removing any contamination.
You're looking into using third rates magic users to remove your contamination now, Lord Commander.
So
You know
we'll
that
so
the
like
fate of
take a
the
step
lies all
forward
need.
of that affront basically, and look at this. Look up at the Knight Commander. I'm sorry, third rate.
Well, second rate at best, of course.
Of course.
Magic is of no concern to me. We put our faith into fire. That
Hmm.
can remove contamination. We don't need magic.
And misplace your holy relics, he says as he stepped back.
I would be very careful that we would not misplace you, young man.
Be able to find me if I was misplaced.
It would indeed be very hard. You are little ways off the ground, so.
Yet it's the small ones you have to be careful for their poison stings the hardest.
Not me, though. All right, Lord Commander, so you're bringing in a scientist to bolster your army. Well, wherever you can get the numbers, right? And you're rescuing a VIP. Might I inquire as to who that is? No, you may not. There are some things that are important to us only. And not to you. This is of no concern to you, nor is it of any value to you. It is that plain and simple. All right. Fair enough. So you're going to send some of your men to rescue this VIP, and then they come back, hopefully in one piece, and you'll send them off to do our little thing. We're going to have to see if the timing fits. Well, see if the timing fits all you like, but it seems that the timing is starting to grow narrow by the minute. That is something you'd have to consider. You might also want to tell your agents about that. I think for now I know enough. I will be seeing myself out. I'll be riding for Camp Dawn and, well, I'll be waiting for a message from you within the next coming days. Hopefully, not longer than 4 to 5 days, or we'll be forced to make our own choices with or without hooded lanterns. But I'd rather work together with you, Elias. You're a good commander and a good soldier. We'll talk when next we meet. The night captain makes a step towards the door to step out, and then he pauses and turns around and says, "Oh, lest I forget, there was one more thing that I had for you. I have a letter that was sealed specifically for you. Here you go. You do well to read that as soon as you can. Orders from the High Matriarch and all that. Goodbye, gentlemen, milady," he says as he looks over at Elodie. And he steps out.
Pleasant fellow.
And I totally can't help but hiss a little bit, like quietly.
The Lord Commander looks at all of you and he says, "Not a pleasant fellow at all. This is one of the reasons why I gave up my faith in the fire a long time ago. Do not mistake me for the fact that I don't care for its power. Like, that has proven itself 10 times over. I just don't like them. I like it even less that they're on the doorstep of our city, but we might need them soon. I just got
Might.
a message that wasn't exactly nice."
You are aware if they find Lenore how she is now, that's a death sentence.
I am aware, but there is another thing that is currently going on, and we're going to need them for it.
What's going on?
We are currently holding one of the gates. The Shepherd's Gate is ours. It's well fortified, and it's going to take an army to take that gate. Even the Silver Order, with all of their knights and everything else that they have, will have a solid fight if they would wish to take the gate. So I'm comfortable in saying that we've secured at least this part of the city. But a little ways away from us, there is another gate. It's called the Temple Gate. We have been looking in its vicinity, and we've noticed that the amount of Garmir in this area of the city has been increasing, as you might have noticed. One of your reports was instrumental in also pointing that out. We've sent a couple of scouts in the general direction of the Temple Gate. We knew that that gate was held by some monsters. We had the suspicion they were Garmir. That suspicion is confirmed. What we didn't know is that there is currently about 40 of them over there. And that number is growing rapidly. And this concerns me for two reasons. One, the fact that these numbers are growing means that a small army is trying to, well, create itself over there. But secondly, you've run into Garmir, right? How organized did they strike you?
Yeah.
And I would say that they are organized enough to make groups, but the groups themselves are disorganized.
That was our assumption too. But with 40 of them taking and holding a gate, there's only one of two possible explanations. Either all of a sudden they got an epiphany and finally understand the finer aspects of war, or something or someone is leading them. And for that second part, I was informed by the knight captain about another fact, and it sort of ties together. The Cathedral of St. Vitruvio. It's one of the locations in the inner city that we have yet to get to because the haze permeates a lot around there, and there's just a lot of monsters out on the streets. It's difficult to get there with anything bigger than a scouting group. The knight captain has also sent some scouts that way and has learned that the cathedral itself is also currently being held by Garmir. One in particular, a rather sizable fellow, seems to make roost, if you will, in this cathedral. He is about twice the size of a normal Garmier. He's flailing around a rather large weapon, and it seems that most of them listen to him. We don't understand their language, but we see that he is commanding them and they follow.
What language do they speak again?
I believe they have their own language
Cool.
above table. Like, yeah. It's probably close to Sylvan. That would make sense, but I believe it's their own language.
There's literal they're because they're supposed to be null, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
there's
believe-
null language.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this man, creature, we've dubbed him the Lord of the Feast, seems to be controlling these Garmier from the cathedral. And it would make sense that because the cathedral is rather close to the temple gate. By my calculations, this army might already be stretching over 100 to 200 Garmier in total between the temple and the cathedral. That is cause for alarm. It seems they're breeding, they're growing, and within a very short while, they'll be powerful enough to try and take a second gate. The closest gate to them is ours. I don't think that they have the means to take our garrison or our gate, but I'm not exactly willing to take any bets. Since Camp Dawn is not too far from them, and they would want to get the cathedral back in working order, reignite the flame in the cathedral, if you will, there might be an opportunity for us to work together here.
You're planning
Sounds
on
like
giving the gate to the to the order.
I'm not planning to give the gate to them. I'm planning to allow them to help retake a religious location within the city, which they are probably most capable of doing so. But it comes at a great risk.
But
Allowing them into the city allows them a foothold.
and the Hooded Lanterns don't have enough men to man two gates at full capacity.
We definitely do not. If anything, we could try and make a skeleton crew on both sides, but that would put both of the gates in jeopardy.
I think you're
The
in between
alternative- Go ahead.
it's a rock and a hard place. Kind of, out of the skillet into the sacred fire, so to speak. We got, um,
It's a very funny way of putting it.
so what is the plan? Let's say best case scenario, you team up, you both go in there, clear the Garmier out. They take the cathedral, which is probably what they care about most. And then secondly, they probably care about having the gate. However, you'll be splitting your forces to control both gates, and I guess, will have their forces concentrated there. So if they want to control the gate, you really wouldn't be able to stop them.
I wonder if
So,
we could turn the queen against the. Is the threat like at least the thieves and the robbers and stuff are from within the city, but I mean, the order is from outside. They're a foreign force. If we could turn
This is the reason why they're coming to us. We know the city in and out. We have served the city for many years. Sheer strength wise, they should be able to take the gate and to take the cathedral, though they're uncertain. Our numbers would bolster them and give them a fighting chance. Plus, the knowledge that we bring is going to give them a more certain victory. Still, a couple of things to iron out, but it would give a better certainty. But it comes at a cost. Giving them a foothold in the city means that once they have that, they can push on to the reason why they're here in the first place, the meteor. Now, don't get me wrong, I want that meteor gone just as well, but they want to purge that thing. I don't know how they're going to do that, but they want to destroy that meteor by any account necessary. I would want to have a more cautious approach. I've talked with a couple of members from the Amethyst Academy, and they all ushered caution because we do not know what we're dealing with. I'm not sure whether to believe them or not, but at the very least, I don't want to just away that. They know magic more than any of us. Well, present company excluded. It's difficult. giving them a foothold and retaking this gate and the cathedral is important, and I think that that might help in actually securing Drakkenheim. At the same time, them getting closer to Demeter is something that doesn't sit right with me. Not doing anything
Also,
is also not an option.
if the extraction of the queen goes without any hitches, I can almost assuredly tell you that she would be upset with the fact that you allowed them to actually get a foothold within the city.
True, but she would equally be unhappy if she learns that we lost another gate, or if we're being forced into a corner by outgrown dogs.
Well,
Trust me, I know Lenore
She-
quite well. She wouldn't like.
she's already
she
pretty
was
unhappy. She's already pretty unhappy.
Yeah, damn royals.
Yeah. No, my thought of my train of thought was, if we're going to cause a distraction with the Queen of Thieves, and I don't think it's anything worth hiding that she probably possesses the largest force of semi-organized thieves and robbers around, and they also know the ins and outs of the city. If potentially we can turn them against the paladins as well, that would be two forces within the city actually, well, not aligning, but causing more chaos for the paladins to not get a foothold.
Hmm. This would
But
have to happen after we have taken the cathedral, though.
Or during. They'll be
I don't
weakened from
see
fight.
I don't see how we can actually do that. We currently have.
Oh no, I'm not saying Nespel, I'm not saying we can do it, but I'm saying that we have the information to share with them, to tell them of an opportunity of laying waste to foreign invaders.
I don't think they care.
Yeah,
happy.
it's not that important to them. And I feel like we're currently in a really, really unstable position in terms of what will happen in the next couple of days. So, like,
We shouldn't
I feel
share
like,
excess information.
yeah, I'm fine with the order take, or I would probably prefer the order taking the gate and the cathedral instead of some wild animals. That's probably the better option. And after they have had it, they need probably a couple of days, not maybe even weeks, to actually get a foothold. And then during that time, we might be able to get the queen or the queen of thieves or the followers of the falling fire. What were they called? Something like that. To harass the order, if we actually want that, if they actually plan to go against us. But I think right now, if we manage to rescue the queen, get Oscar also to safety, and maybe have Oscar find out something to reverse the effects on the queen, that might be the most straightforward way to.
Speaking of Oscar, the Lord Commander, do you have any place for him here to hold up and conduct his research?
We have considered a place for the queen in the garrison over here as well. We might be able to let Oscar Yoren stay over here as well, so he can also work on her.
He requested
us,
to
but
be unrestricted. Between those of us present currently, he most likely doesn't have long left. He's rather
He's
malnourished and
very motivated.
yeah.
He's very motivated and wants to progress as fast as possible. If his stipulation was he would be an actual guest, not a prisoner, not
have
for
you told him about the queen?
Yes.
not explicitly. No. Well, we
Oh wait,
did tell him
no,
it was,
no, not explicitly, but just a high value
he doesn't know it's the queen.
person. We don't
I'm
we
willing
don't suspect
to-
that he could probably deduct that it is of someone of royal origin, but he was very very keen on.
I'm willing to give him more of a wider berth when doing his research and working. However, he will have to accept and understand that anything that he anything that he will do with our queen, no matter if it's research or applying any form of cure will be under quite heavy supervision. You'll have to understand that this is the queen we're talking about.
I have
Beyond
no
that,
doubt.
he will get the room that he needs.
I have no doubt that he too understands that it is up to the individuals in question to participate in his studies or not. He seems to respect at least personal boundaries.
Well, on that same lines, though, he does tend to use subjects from the haze. So these dredges, he does study them to help with his research. So just a forewarning that that may come up.
I'm willing with the option we have right now of restoring the throne. I'm willing to be more open in that regard. We can always bring in a couple of these creatures in a safe manner into the garrison. That'll be something that we can look at. Yes.
Our understanding is that Oscar is the front runner on trying to combat or reverse the effects of the haze.
I would imagine such. While the paladins have ways to combat any form of contamination, they don't have any magic to reverse any of the effects gained from the haze. I'm not surprised that if the answer has to come from somewhere, it is something that is a little bit more malleable than faith. And as such, I think science is the better route here.
On that
All right.
note, once we're set up and we set off, it'd be best if you sent a group to retrieve Oscar and his supplies as soon as possible.
You
He
might want to
did.
warn them of your trap.
They're set. It's they won't. It's set to not detect. Not to
Oh,
go off
right.
for
Yeah, right.
I think Oscar wanted to have a clear sign of trust, and I'm also not sure if we should do this already or we should first prioritize the queen.
This is all happening at the same time. So he's like a couple hours away. They can go get him and be back by the time we get the. So this can all happen at the same time.
I would feel, with everything that you've been doing for us so far, I would be happy if you can help us out with this as well. If you have the option to do so, with either Oscar or the Queen, I would feel more secure knowing that you're helping out. I trust my men blindly, but you have proven yourself rather capable, and you can move a lot more undetected than my men can.
Above table, didn't he actually request the Lord Commander himself at if he was to?
You mean Oscar? He requested a proof of that, like everything that he wanted, that the Lord Commander is okay with it. So a signed letter is good enough.
Yeah. So
yeah.
Okay. Could we just get the Lord Commander to come with us, perhaps?
Certainly try.
I mean, if it was just a Lord Commander Oscar doesn't trust easily in these times. Obviously, he's been burnt by the Academy and recently attacked as well. Would it be possible within a short time frame that yourself and a small delegation would perhaps travel to his estate and escort them here?
Big counterpoint.
Alongside you.
Alongside us,
Alongside
of course.
We're currently trying to still deceive the Queen of Thieves that we are working with her, that she's getting a deal with Oscar. If we now go get Oscar back to get the garrison, and she catches any wind of it.
Oh no, I didn't say
she
not
probably
now.
will.
Not now.
Yeah, not now.
But like
That's
after
something
we've
for-
distracted the Queen, then we could go with the Lord Commander to get Oscar as well, and a small delegation to get them back here. At that point,
But if it's not happening now, then it doesn't need to be decided now. We will
but
see what the
it's to
situation
get-
is after
it's to get his
Queen.
accept. It's just to get his accept on it, because the Queen, as soon as
we
we
would have to go here anyways once the situation with the Queen is resolved.
Yeah, but we're here now.
Yeah.
We could just ask.
So listen, gentlemen, milady, we have a couple of things that we need to do. we still have some room to hold off taking the temple gate. Not a lot of time, but that one, we're going to have to wait for the Silver Order to be ready. We can always stall for a day or two before we need to get to that point. Then, once we start to do that, preparations, whatnot, will take a day before we actually move out for battle, which gives us 2 to 3 days. That leaves us with securing Queen Lenore over here, securing Oscar over here, and creating a distraction in order to do so. What
The
is your
distraction,
plan?
the distraction we take care of. We're on our way to Emberwood after this meeting here.
Yeah, the plan
Probably-
is that Oscar has been attacked by apparently the Queen of Thieves. We are kind of not in a condition to re-enter into the city to visit the Queen of Thieves herself. So we will say, hey, we need to meet on outside of the city, and we will hope that she will come and bring her heavy hitters with her, so that there's less danger inside of the city. And while that's
As-
happening, we will send. We will before that, when we have a fixed time frame or a short time when they arrive, we will send you a message of that.
Ron
Smart
This
pulls
point,
move.
out
Fritz
the-
will just instruct Fizzle to drop invisibility and just point at her, like she'll be one of the messengers as well. And she just disappears
peculiar.
again.
This is a smart move. The queen is a lot, but she's not reckless. Doing this in Amberwood Village will never provoke an actual attack from her on the village. She would lose all credibility. She's for the people.
Of
Exactly.
course. As she says.
Well, maybe she is, maybe she isn't, but her appearance right now is one of the most important assets that she has.
We worked with
This
some
is
of our
smart.
contacts before in Emberwood Village, so we know a way of contact from there.
All right.
So as we go to Emberwood now. We get a hold of the contact who will get back to us within a day, tell if it's possible to meet with her at all. And then from that point on, we'll send the missives out through the familiars.
And then when the queen comes to you, we'll go ahead and rescue Queen Lenore. Once she is
Exactly.
safe inside the garrison, you come back here, and I will go with you to pick up Oscar.
Sounds like a excellent series of plans that
Can't go wrong.
hopefully can't go wrong. The messages themselves to prevent any, I guess, any of the wrong hands getting it will be just simply the date and time, the day and time. Just know that this is what they're referring to. They'll also be sealed with, and Navarone pulls out Petra's signet ring, sealed with Petra's signet ring to remove ourselves from suspicion should they fall into the wrong hands.
I like that. All right, let's do it like that. If you can pull this off, and I have a good feeling about this, if you can pull this off, I will make sure that you will be rewarded for this as well. You are doing a great service to the Hooded Lanterns and the city at large, and you should be commemorated and rewarded for your efforts.
Like a small statue.
He gives you like a very like toothy grin, and he says, "In your case, a very small statue."
Wow.
I'm only kidding. I'm only kidding. We'll see what we can do. A statue might be. Well, I'm pretty sure you're not serious, but maybe we can fashion something that might be useful for you.
The room echoes with like the howl of like the growl of a dog.
The Lord Commander looks around to see where like the puppy sound comes from.
Puppy sounds. Sorry, that's not a puppy.
All right.
Also, just another thought, just in case, if the queen were to show up immediately, not send a messenger back, I think if we send you our messengers, our familiars, it should still be quick enough to or a
Extract
long
her
enough
in time.
distraction. Yeah, because until she gets to when she's by us, until she gets back there and re-enters the city, if they do that for some reason, it would take a long time. Until then, our messengers would be by you, and you could start the extraction. So just be ready for get ready and be ready for the next 1 day or 2. Yeah.
We will be. You can say a lot about the Queen of Thieves, but she cannot fly and she cannot run that quickly with an army in tow. It takes her time just as much as it does us. And that's going to be our saving grace here.
The
All right,
only
let's
the
do
only
this.
thing that does worry me is the fact that she has eyes and ears everywhere.
True, but so do we to a degree. The only trouble is that she can do so covertly, and we can do a lot less. But my rangers are very good at snooping from positions on roofs, behind small walls, behind trees. You never know where we are half the time. It's a small force that I employ for this, but they're really good at their job. So I know a lot about her that she doesn't know I know.
All right then. We should
Did
set
you
off
step
to
out here?
We should set off to Emberwood before it becomes too late.
Yeah.
I wish you good luck, and I hope to hear from you soon. Let's hope this all goes well, gentlemen, lady.
And with that,
Ta-ta.
we leave. Ta-ta. Smooches.
As you go outside, you see that the detail of the Silver Order has since left the gate, leaving only a couple of hooded lanterns around the courtyard, including Ansem and Petra. You notice that Petra is currently tending to a younger gentleman next to her, who seems decidedly wounded.
Rough day.
Yeah, I'll be all right. I'm one of the scouts.
Right.
And he shows his side that there's like a wound where like an arrow was supposed to sit.
Well, we didn't see
Are you
you
okay?
apparently, according to the Lord Commander. So good job.
Sure. You're are these he looks at Petra and she says, never you mind who they are. They're just doing a job. We're gonna get you to
Petra,
the sick bay.
Petra, do you mind if I take a look at the wound?
Sure, yeah. Like
Don't
if you're are you like I'm sure like our hospital beds are always full, so if you have a moment, sure.
swear to God, if you
Well,
stuff a
listen, Braun,
berry in there, I swear to God.
Braun pulls out some berries.
Oh god.
Starts plugging the hole with some berries.
Starts
Aw.
squishing. He kind of mushes them up and puts them into. He does three. Let's say five. He does 5 berries in there.
Sure. Make me a medicine check.
And it was at this
Oh.
point we found out that Nibarlin's berries were contaminated.
So what's my? It's 10 plus my whatever. So
Poor Rolf actually suffers from some sort of condition where he's actually allergic to berries. And death.
so 12.
12. All right. You press these berries, like you crunch them up basically, and you try to like put them like there, right?
Well, I'm just like I do it for any of us. I'm mixing the berries, so like I'm using the juice on the thing. I mean, I could also just feed it to him if if the first one doesn't do anything.
It's whatever you'd like. So if you decide to administer to the wound, right?
I'm gonna give him a couple. I'm gonna give him a couple to chew on while I'm doing it. So 3 to the wound, 2 for him to chew on.
Sure. He'll eat them, and he says, "Tastes like something."
Blueberries.
And as you administer one of the berries on the wound, it seems luckily that it's not as deep as it initially looked. It's honestly a flesh wound. He's probably going to make a full recovery. He smiles thankfully at you, and he says, "Oh, that's you didn't have to do that. But, thank you. Good. Better than the rations I had.
Yeah. They're also
I really feel
addictive.
full right now."
You will have to eat for another day or 2.
What is it? Lambas bread?
Lambus berries.
Lemons. Well,
So bad.
that's part of the berries is that they operate as a full ration for a day as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, you can't overeat yourself on them, but like they do, like you eat one and you don't have to eat for another day. Like it's wonderful.
Stupid berries.
Get going.
Yeah, let's get going. I've done my good deed.
you're starting a berry cult.
Hey, I for one am totally for that.
Yeah, I figured you would be.
All right.
Yes.
let
As
me-
Fritz is walking through the shadow of the gate, he will just
Click,
cast
invisible.
invisibility on himself again.
Yep.
So basically, he walks in one side of the door, and no one sees him exiting the other side.
That is so cool.
That's the way cool guys move. Beam.
Alrighty. Let's bring you back to the city map. All right, you're currently at the garrison. What's the plan now? I believe going back to Amberwood Village. If I got that right, how are you going to go there?
We were headed for the ferryman.
Yep.
I think.
Probably go outside the city, give the temple's gate a wide,
A wide berth.
yeah.
Yes.
Which, for all intents and purposes, by the way, is number 4 on your map. Which I will also.
Reveal number 4.
Woohoo! Because number 4 is the gate that is connected to Temple Road. Makes sense that it's called Temple Gate. And looking at the map, as you might notice, just behind the Temple Gate, not too far from that,
Temple
is
Ward.
actually this square building. And this square building is the Cathedral of St. Vitruvio. So, yeah, it's very close.
And whoever mapped out that path is good with me.
All right. So mostly on the outskirts. So you're going the Shepherd's Way outside the city, and then basically all around. You've traveled this road more or less as well before. Give me another survival check with advantage, please.
Boom.
Yeah, you're fine. You take good care not to walk in between any houses and whatnot because you're going via the outskirts. You don't run into anything. The only thing you find is like a dead body at some point, which that happens in Drakkenheim, but it doesn't move, so that is what it is. You make it all the way to the ferryman.
Is he on our side of the river, or do we need to light a candle?
So, by a stunning coincidence, as you approach the river, you notice that he is rowing towards your side.
Is there someone else in the boat with him?
Nope, just him.
Oh, maybe he just knows.
As he waits for you to get in there, all 5 of you get in, and he holds up his partially fleshy, partially bony hand and just.
It
I
was
can-
1 silver, right?
I continue my tradition of 1 gold.
And Barlin gives him a gold piece.
It's 2 gold.
Oh shit,
And
Nespeth
silver?
V2 doesn't have any gold. Whoops.
We had about we had
pump that over.
we had about 300.
Yeah, I had a lot
Each.
less, I think, at this point. So I'm giving him a gold, and I'm figuring that out on the side. I should have enough.
That's 3 gold.
Fritz is still invisible.
Fritz is invisible, yeah.
That's fair. You do enter the boat, right?
Yes.
Okay. And now I have to pick for Elodie what she's going to spend on him. So, because I don't remember, I don't believe she did a gold last time.
No, she
Did
figured
silver last time.
yeah, she figured out that he was okay with the silver apparently, so
Yeah.
she paid a silver.
So she'll do a silver. I'll subtract that from her character sheet. So as he's gotten 3 gold and 1 silver, he lowers that into a very filthy pocket that he has on his cloak. And you hear the jingle of metal on metal as it drops in there. And he grabs the oars and he rows you to the other side of the river.
As we're going,
apparently,
I was wondering.
Yeah.
Oh, as
go
we're
ahead.
going, I think I've been wondering too, because when we first did it, you kind of described it. As we're going, is there like a rope, or for some reason I imagine there was like a rope with buoys that he's pulling, but then is it rows? Like, because in my
So
head,
he
I think
He has 2 oars that he is using to get across, but on the backside of the boat there is a bit of rope hanging in the water.
okay, is it like an anchor? Well, that would make sense. Uh,
It wouldn't make sense if he's already rowing, which he is. Unless it's a very,
Okay.
very long rope, in which case the anchor isn't really doing anything.
Okay, that's what I was wondering because for some reason in my mind I imagined it attached to a rope to guide it across the same spot in the river, but then
Kind of like
I remember
like a float, like a whatever that's
yeah
called, like one of those. Yeah.
yeah
I mean, it
okay
was like an illegal ferry, so I don't think he would put up a permanent rope to get up over there.
No.
yeah that makes sense. Okay, that's just something I was wondering.
Sure. Going across the river, you can see the various drainage pipes as you see every single time that you go over. And you make it to the other side of the river. Nothing special happens. Where to from here?
To Emberwood. Emberwood.
Timberwood
To Emberwood.
Village.
Been a while, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has been like a couple of days at least.
Yep.
We gotta go check on our roof.
Yeah, check on the blacksmith. I've got some stuff there possibly.
Oh yeah.
Let's see. So, how do you want to go to Amberwood Village? Just straight shot or around? What do you want to do?
I think the last time we followed the edge of the water, if I'm not
Mhm.
mistaken. And then up through the like this way down here. And then up that way. What tool are you
I am
using for
fine.
the
Yeah. Who was measuring that, by the way?
that wasn't it?
It's not me. I don't have it pulled up, so it's not me.
Was that you, Christian?
I did the earlier one, not this one.
Oh.
Not me either.
Oh no, we've got the ghost of Drakkenheim.
Well,
Then it must have been GA.
no, I did. That's what I said. Like, I don't know what tool to use to do the measuring stuff, and that leaves a mark.
Oh, let me see what
Like, I could do the measuring tool that you can pull around, but not the one that like there and there and then like.
It's the same when you just hold shift or control.
Yeah,
And
you
then
drag out, hold control, and then you can click into.
Oh snap! Okay, cool.
Yes.
That's very artsy.
Very
the
artsy.
new one
so-
is exactly the path we're taking.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So there and then there. Yeah, exactly. Like that.
Since it has been a little while since you've been on this side of the river, I would like one more survival check without advantage.
Dun dun dun. And that is a dirty 20.
You're going to be absolutely fine. This side of the river is almost a little quieter to begin with, it seems, and you make it to Emberwood Village without any issue.
Should be getting evening now.
It is indeed. The sun is slowly settling, so there is still some daylight out, but it's slowly getting there to the end of the day.
Well, since we've been here, oh my god.
The sun's going. If it's getting towards the end of the day,
Yeah.
the brother's going to try and catch the blacksmith before he closes up, because it's been a while.
Sure. And remind me, what did you give to him again to work with? Was that the meteoric iron, or was it some delirium?
Yeah, I gave him the meteor iron
Yeah.
to work with.
Nesbit was gonna come with.
So Tobias is still working at the blacksmith, and as you approach, Tobias will like lift his goggles up and brush away some sweat as he sees you and gives you a smile. He says, "That's been longer than I was comfortable with. I was afraid that the city might have taken you all. It's good to see you. How are you?"
Doing as good as we can be given the circumstances. You know, Drakkenheim does a lot, but sometimes you just get caught up in there. It's a crazy place.
It's what the city does. You had the meteoric iron for me.
Yes. Would you? I know it's kind of a long shot. You able to work with any? Because I know you've never really worked with before, so I know it's a kind of experiment for you.
So I have, and I got some interesting news for you. I've learned that the meteoric iron, while hard to work with, is malleable into weapons and armor. It takes a little longer than the normal iron, but it seems to create rather fine weapons and armor in terms of strength. They are definitely better than any iron armor or steel armor that I've made before. This stuff is very, very tough. I'd recommend making armor out of this, but I did try and fashion a weapon out of it, and it gets a keen edge that basically stays there. With the meteoric iron that you gave me, I didn't have a lot, so I could only fashion a small weapon. But I made this, and I hope you like it. And he hands you a relatively plain looking dagger.
Cool. Pick it up. Was it-
Now, be very careful with this one. Don't be deceived by its size. I know it's just a dagger, but this thing is really, really sharp. And it doesn't seem to lose its edge even when you cut into, say, something that you shouldn't cut into, like stone or wood. It seems to retain its sharpness, which is interesting. If I get more iron, I might be able to fashion like chainmail or a breastplate out of this. You're going to have armor that just doesn't break. That's my assumption. Yeah, I like to work more with this. If you can find some, I'd be very, very open to play around with this.
I'll keep my eye out for it. We got a lot going on, but definitely keep my eye out because it sounds promising. And Merlin like pokes it into like a rock.
The rock just like splits in two as you poke it with the point.
Very nice.
So if you want to add that to your inventory,
Mhm.
that is a dagger +1. That +1 is considered magical.
Oh, cool. Okay. I'll do it later.
So
One
it's yeah,
dagger.
it's not a hugely amazing dagger, but it's a magical dagger and it's +1. It's something.
I only gave him 5 pieces. So, I mean, it's 5 little chunks. So what are you gonna do with it? So,
Oh, sure. Do you want more arrows with this, or
oh, do you have more left over?
I still believe I have some here, and he rummages in between the stuff that he has, which is fancy DM speak for let me roll a die. And he pulls out two delirium tipped arrows. Yeah, I forgot these. I still had some left over. Here you go. Now
Are
you
these
guys are
actually
only using this. Hmm?
are these hardened delirium tip? Like are these the actual
Oh, so it's just
stuff? In it?
like the crystal is used as the head. Like he sharpened the head a little bit. So it's a
Wait.
full delirium crystal tipped arrow.
I think there was a slight miscommunication there.
Hmm?
I
No,
think
I
Nabalin
had
said
5 like ore pieces. I didn't give him
Yes.
5 delirium, and so he made delirium crystals out of the delirium ore.
Oh, sorry. They were five. You gave him 5 ore pieces.
Yes.
So I only wrote down one, which is why I gave you a dagger. In that case, I can give you
No.
something more because with more
Okay.
than
Let's
that,
let's
let's retcon that.
it's all retcon. It's all. I don't have a dagger anymore.
You look at the dagger. Wow, that's really sharp. Hey, it's gone. Um, yeah, with 5 ore pieces, you can definitely get something different. Because you can wear chainmail, right?
I do.
He brings out this not pretty, but definitely decent looking chainmail. And he says, I'm an armorsmith that makes armor for usage, not for pretty. This is one of the reasons why I don't make any stuff for the Illyrian army. They just want pretty chainmail. I don't do pretty. I haven't painted it. It's just boring color, but it's strong, and this will serve you well. And he gives you the chainmail.
Mithril.
This chainmail too is chainmail +1.
Very nice. Puts on the +1 chainmail, and then as he does, Nabarlin pulls a sponge out, and it is the entire thing just brightens up and looks immaculately clean and pristine.
Prestidigitation.
I don't have precipitation. I'm just that good at cleaning.
Okay. All right. It's still like it doesn't have any paint or any like filigree on it whatsoever, but it's functional and it's now very clean.
Very, very good. +1. I can't do my edit to my character right now. But as far as armor class, would that be?
Yeah, you're gonna raise quite a bit because like your armor class, by the way, is only light medium. So shall we make that a chain shirt because you do want to use it, of course? And chain mail is, I believe, considered heavy.
Yeah, chainmail
Oh,
is
chain
heavy,
shirt.
chain shirt
Yeah.
is medium.
Yeah, chain shirt then.
Chain shirt it is, and that will up because you are currently at an armor class of 14, and you're gonna go above that. Let me quickly change your character to tell you definitively, but it's gonna up. There it is. Let's take off the armor and add in. Chain shirt +1. There it is. You now have 16 armor class instead of 14. That's nice.
A big boost. Very nice.
And let me also re-import you. There you go. All set. Yeah, sorry, I only had enough iron to make you a chain shirt. Like I would have made you a dagger, but like this is all I can do.
Hey, I got so much to work.
Nestor gets a nosebleed.
Any other luck in the city with
Yeah, I mean, you know how it is sometimes. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad, but we're getting through. I'm gonna keep a lookout for more of that ore because we definitely could use more of these. He shakes his chainmail now or chain shirt.
Well, please do. If you think you can find anything, let me know. I'd be very happy to work with it. So if you find any, please bring it to me and I'll make you something pretty. Well, something functional.
Cool. That Berlin. Do I owe you anything for this, or is it just?
For this first one, no. I wanted to work with this material and now I could, and I'm thirsty for more. The next time I'd like some compensation, but for now, see this as you brought me something to work on and I could. So this is all good.
Sounds good. And Berlin meanders off.
Awesome. What else would you like to do here?
Well, we're gonna find Blackjack Mel, I think, and
And we should get in order what we're gonna tell them.
should we go home first then to get our affairs sorted, and then find Mel or somebody?
It's better than
Yeah.
discussing it in the middle of the street.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Definitely.
kind of what I'm trying to imply that we shouldn't be doing.
Let's not talk in the middle of the street.
Comfort of our own home. Is our roof still there?
Yes, and luckily the rest of the house as well.
Oh, I don't care about that. I didn't pay for that. No, our
Roof is
roof looks
looking-
better. Our roof looks better than that.
Absolutely, I need to hang on. Just
Yeah.
Photoshop a new roof on top of that.
Photoshop a
That
couple
is
of
great.
tiles on there. Right.
But other than that, yeah, your house is still standing. Your key still fits, and the house looks decidedly slightly dusty, which would make sense. But beyond that, yeah, this is your house.
There's no trails in the dust of anybody having come in or skulked around.
None that you can see. No.
Can Nespip quickly look at his scrap pile that he placed in the house and see if everything is still there? Or if anyone has taken something?
Make me a perception check with disadvantage. You will not remember every single piece. I do not believe that.
Uh,
Damn.
nope, that's gonna be I'm gonna
Six.
+5. I'm gonna use
Um,
Flash of Genius to gain another +5 to that roll, just for fun.
so that's a 16 still.
No, that's 11.
Uh,
That's
yeah,
that's an
11.
11. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's all there.
Okay. He will have Tali run around the house, keeping watch for anyone suspicious while we talk.
Ruff, 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 ruff.
Like, God, you guys are such a weird bunch. Like, honestly, like,
What are you on about? Having a home is the most awesome thing.
that part I get. It's just like you have a mechanical robot patrolling, and like it's just like it's funny. All right. So the scrap pile is still there. There are no trails in the dust that you can see. By all accounts, everything is fine. Now what?
So I feel like the information we can divulge is one, we got the ingredients for the potions for Oscar, and he's interested in a deal.
Before we start talking, Berlin's going to take out his little book and do some detect magic and look around for any magical shenanigans.
You don't see any.
On the outside or inside.
You do a walk around the house as well.
Yeah, I'm walking with Tally as he does a lap.
What's the range?
This is 30. It's 20 or 30 feet.
I mean,
you
last
don't
time
notice anything.
it was far enough to see the training dummy outside.
Yeah, that's the only thing that'll light up. Obviously, if you walk past, Old Rattlecan is still magically animate. But beyond that, no, you don't see anything around the house or inside of it.
Good enough. That's all I got. All right, Nasa, continue.
Yeah, so first one, we got Oscar his ingredients. He's interested in working with you, but you also seem to have attacked him. That's a big problem for us.
Not only for
Second,
us, but for him as well.
for him, yeah. We want to talk, but right now we can't visit you because a couple of team members are a bit contaminated, pointing to Elodie, because that's probably the weirdest one. Or
No
the most
argument
obvious
there.
one.
No,
And
the most obvious one would be Fritz.
yeah, okay.
He's glowing radiation.
But yeah, we don't want to re-enter the city while in this condition because we don't want any of them to get worse because we're so worried. So they have to meet us as soon as possible to get this done because Oscar is growing very, and he said that if there's no deal between them, he will go to the Hooded Lantern. So it gives them a bit of time crunch to actually get that done. And should we put something in about Elodie's brother, or because they didn't bring him last time, I don't think they will bring him this time.
That that deal was about the tower. So I think we just keep it out. Don't even bring it up. Don't even mention it. Because the brother was part of the tower deal. So, and this is separate. And if she wants to bring it up, then so be it. But I don't think we try and mix it if we can help it.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Any other points anyone has for this setup?
No,
I
I'm
guess.
good. I'm good with that.
Yeah, I
When
think
they-
you also add in the fact that we don't, we have contaminated party members who we don't want to risk their safety. One of them glows brightly, so trying to carry this valuable serum through the city is going to bring a lot of attention. So that's why we got to meet here.
Yeah, also the fact that you can turn invisible with that might be not that good of an idea, but
Well,
that's up to you.
Well, we pretend he doesn't turn invisible.
Yeah.
I mean, it might be just good to not mention me at all. Just keep it with Elodie.
Yeah.
And that way I can just stay out of sight in the beginning of the encounter, and it will be less suspicious.
Okay, we can do that too.
Yeah, okay. I think
Yeah,
then we
all
have
sounds
to.
good. Sounds good.
So let's head off to the Bark and Buzzard, see if we can find some Queensmen then.
All right.
Was it Bark
As
and
you,
Buzzard or was it Skull and Sword? I'm not sure about that. Wasn't it Skull and Sword?
Oh yeah, it was the
I
Skull
w-
and Sword.
I was about to say, like, you stick your head
Yeah.
in, and Karen looks happily back at you, like, "Oh, hello." There's no one else in there.
God damn it, Karen!
We go to the next one.
As you walk away, she wants to like file a complaint for the fact that you're not ordering a drink.
Hey, I gave her like 10 times the value of the meal she gave me.
That is so true, though.
I toss a
So
coin for her picture.
Walking into the Skull and Sword, you will see Frida working the bar. Let's just put her over there. As well as a couple of local townspeople. All the way in the back, in the booth, you will see that there is a couple of thugs. And yes, indeed, Blackjack Mel is there as well.
fantastic. Just the man we wanted to see.
Mr. Mel, Mr. Blackjack Mel.
Black-
Hey! If it isn't my friends from the city, how are you doing?
Well, a little bit worse
We're
for
doing
wear.
all right. We're doing all right.
What do you mean we're
We do
doing
have
all right?
we got a bit of a conundrum here.
Hi, as well.
Elodie, she's been a little out of it, but she's snapping out of it right now, so that it's feeling better.
Hello.
She's coming
Hi,
back.
Hi.
no video for me because my I left my headphones unplugged, so I'm using my phone for voice right now.
Sure.
That's why I sound weird if I sound weird. Um,
How was the Ren
but
Fair, though?
it was really good. It was really fun.
Yeah? Love the picture, by the way.
Um,
Thanks for sharing.
yeah, thank you. I have some others too, so yeah, it'll be. I'll see what I can do about some other posts. But yeah, it was really fun. Yeah, my brother and I ended up going last year, and so we went this year too, and it was really great, and we had a great time. And it just so happened, I mean, I would take my other brother with us too, but he is in a different state right now. Has a job in a different state right now. So just happened that it was just me and him, so it was great.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a good time. I was listening in on my drive as much as I could. The Wi-Fi didn't really want to, the internet
Oh,
didn't
through
really
the
want to
through the
work.
stream.
But yeah, I was listening to the stream, just kind of uh, lurking. I was like, well, I could try to play while I'm driving, but that feels not super safe. So it's just like, well, I'll
'Cause
listen.
you were the one driving.
Yeah, I was driving. Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, absolutely not.
don't, no.
Yeah. I've been in online Discord calls where people have been like, "Yeah, I'm just driving home from work right now." And I'm like, "Why are you on the call while you're driving? Why are you trying to play D&D while you're driving? That's insane." You have a death wish, but no. Yeah, I'm just waiting for my thing to load. It'll take forever. But yeah, I missed exactly where we are because uh my phone crapped out at the end there. But
We we
what are
have
we
reached
up
the point
to?
where we're actually talking to Blackjack Mel now.
We're
'Cause you
talking to
you
Blackjack? Okay.
yeah, you read my diatribe that I posted earlier. We're kind of following that
Mm-hmm.
outline. Um,
Okay.
and we're banking right now on a mix of it's a valuable object and you've got a bad case of rubberitis. So
Right.
um,
I do not want to reveal that to him if possible. Did you already
we're
do
gonna
that?
we're gonna reveal that to him so that we can keep Fritz
Can
a
you
secret. Now,
reveal why?
He
No,
doesn't need.
I don't want her to know.
He
No,
does.
she can't. She
They
shouldn't
don't need to
know.
know you can crush down to like a centimeter of space. They just need to see that
Well,
you don't have any bones anymore.
yeah, it's not
I
that you have
guess
not the whole. It's just that you're contaminated. Is what we're
I
revealing.
wouldn't.
Is that
I don't super want to reveal that, but I mean, if you guys think that's the only option, then fine. I feel like revealing Fritz is fine. Like that
I
well,
mean,
doesn't make that much of a
Redeemer has
difference.
Redeemer has an ace in the hole, so he can stay invisible. And so, if something were to break out, we have an extra
Mm.
guy pops out of nowhere.
do they know about even know about Fritz? I'm not sure.
I'm pretty
Yeah, they
sure
saw
he
me at the
saw
tower.
you. Yeah, and he was in
Yeah,
the meeting, so they already know about him.
Wait,
It's not
what
that big
meeting?
of a deal. He was in the
The
meeting
one
with
at
the
the tower.
queen
Oh,
and
yeah,
the one
Tower
at the
Room.
tower. Yeah.
Yeah,
because that's the only meeting I think I had with the queen.
yeah.
But you were definitely there, so she knows that you exist. She knows what you look like.
I mean,
Um,
yeah, to be honest,
Um,
that's also a possibility. It's a bit
so
similar.
it might be better to just have you uh, be glowing out there.
Yeah, you look really like, yeah, that dude's contaminated.
it's pretty obvious. He wasn't glowing before.
I prefer the term enlightened.
He's
It's
like,
very enlightened.
You do. The rest of us don't.
yeah, the rest of us don't agree.
All right, so we banking on Fritz now for the enlightened party member.
Yeah, I would rather not reveal my power because that could be really helpful against them, and it's only going to be helpful if they know that I can't do that.
In
Or
all
if they don't know that I
Yeah,
can't do
in
I
all
remember you saying, yeah. I remember
in all
in
fairness,
Discord,
she could
yeah,
escape from
yeah.
prison and everything.
Yeah, so that's yeah. I remember you saying that. That's a really good point. That's a really good point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can.
Um,
I'm basically uncatchable at this point because Shrinky,
The shrinky. What are you, a slinky?
so
Shrinky Slinky.
so Mel, we got a little bit of we got a little bit of an issue here. We've been
Oh,
and Merlin kind of looks around. How's the bar looking? Just
quiet. Then again, it is getting towards the end of the day, but it isn't nighttime just yet.
Hey, Bo.
And it's Emberwood, so there's people here, but not a lot of them. So maybe like 6 or 7 other people.
yeah, Mel, give a place we could talk a bit more intimately.
Intimately.
Oh,
Ooh.
is it like that kind of like special?
Yeah.
A bit, yes. It's on the thing we were working on the Queen for. I'm not sure how much you
Hmm.
want to get out.
Well, you guys have a home, don't you?
We do.
Yes,
Well, wouldn't that be a private place? I can go with you.
Sure.
fair enough.
I mean,
All right.
Lies and Deceit have been there already, so I don't see why we should be
Yeah,
keeping our home a secret.
yeah, yeah. So we can.
Sure. And
Well,
no
Mel,
worries for
I think
me.
I
Like, you know, it's like I respect the private domicile. That's very important.
it's,
All right, they will follow you to your home. So Mel will stand up with two bodyguards that'll join in. I know how it is. Streets of Emberwood, very dangerous. So they can wait outside. That's no issue. But they are coming.
Sure.
Fair enough. I'll make our way to the house, to the abode.
All right.
Lovely weather
that's
we're
what we
having
do.
now. Lovely weather. Beautiful purple sky. Looking good.
Yeah.
All that small talk. Well,
All right. You
we
arrive at
have.
your home and you come inside. The bodyguards will wait outside, so it's all of you and Mel inside there.
All right, Mel, lay it on with you. You've made contact once again with Oscar after we told the Queen we would
Yeah.
for getting the inoculation to protect your people against the haze.
Yeah.
And we've been working with him to make it so he can do it, so he can mass produce it. We've been working out ways to mass produce it, and he's got one dose right now. And Braun pulls out the singular dose. It's the only dose in existence right now, and this will protect you from contamination for up to 8 hours.
Wow. That's the only one right now.
The only one right now, and we brought it here because we want to give it to the Queen personally to show her that we mean business.
Well, I guess I appreciate that, but shouldn't he be making a lot more than just one? Is this like an experimental one, or?
Oh, it's worked. He had a couple, but we had to use one to get into find the ingredients for it. And those
He's about to start mass producing them. And he was also interested in furthering the deal we had talked about, but there was a complication.
you sent your people.
The what now?
Ready to serve, my
Bowen
lord.
flips out the Queen of Hearts card.
Mermeltier's just subscribed. Yeah.
Give me that.
These were here. This was found on the bodies of people who were robbing Oscar.
The hell you say? Give me that card. He says, and he extends his hand.
Okay.
You give it to him?
Yeah, we can. I
And-
mean, so far I feel like Mel is, of the whole court, Mel is probably the most trustworthy one that we've encountered.
Yeah.
It looks at the
Oh,
card
okay.
like I know you don't.
No, I'm just saying, of the whole court, Mel is the most. I'm not saying the bar is high. I'm saying it's
Yeah.
like
Bar is extremely low.
the bar is extremely low.
He looks over the card a couple of times and then gives it back. He says, "Well, that's a problem. You're right in assuming that this is indeed from the Queen. This is their calling card, if you will. She must have had a reason. I'm obviously not privy to everything she does. She must have had a good reason to do so."
Yeah. But the problem is, when we came to meet Oscar to continue this deal, they were, let's just say, resistant to letting us see him, partially because they were robbing the place and they had just incapacitated his entire staff and attacked us. So now, from Oscar's perspective, he has been violently assaulted by the Queen of Thieves and her men, while trying to establish a mutually beneficial trade relationship with them. So you can see how this puts things in a bit of a bind.
And he's reluctant to work with us now?
Very much so.
We very much so. We do have an in with them because we've been helping him, so we do have a good relationship, and we can be that neutral mediary if need be. But as of right now, he's really hesitant. He's got an established relationship with the Hooded Lantern, so he is, at this point, he's about ready to call it quits and just go with them. But we can stop that. we can work together. As you say, it sounds like this might be a misunderstanding that it might just be a misunderstanding that maybe we can work through.
Though I think we would have to work through it with the queen, together with the queen.
We'll need to talk with her directly because this is not a good look. Not a good look for her.
I mean, I can relay a message for you.
In this case, we need to speak to her personally. And as I said, this is the only dose. He's not able to make any more right now because your people trashed his lab, and he doesn't have any ingredients to do it. They took everything. So this is the only dose available right now. So we can't travel to her. It's too dangerous. And some of our party have been affected by the haze in the process of getting this. And I guess Fritz, are you visible now?
Yes, Fritz has been visible basically as we have walked into the tavern the first time.
Yeah.
So he has been visible.
Okay, that's why our friend here is enlightened as such.
What is that? Is that a contamination effect?
Some would say so. Yes.
It seems
Wow.
so. At least Oscar says it's starting to get rough. So we really don't want to, at least for right now, we don't want to take any risk and venture back to, for example, Buckle Down Row, because if anything else happens to Fritz or at this point to any of us, it might get worse. So
And as the Queen said, carrying valuable commodities through Drakkenheim is a dangerous prospect.
So Mel puts a hand on your shoulder, Fritz, and he says, "You know, I do not envy you. Lighting up like I wanted to say a Christmas tree. And I'm not sure if they're canon. Lighting up like a torch. That's that's something.
Like a
I mean,
Yuletide tree.
lighting up like a torch would be much more exciting, I would say. And there's just some fire
no.
playing in his eyes.
He's gonna freak out. Mel. Mel's like, oh, you're weird.
Oh, right. Sure. Hey. Okay. So you want to talk to the queen, and you want to basically let her come to Emerald Village to talk to you.
Yeah, it's a safe, neutral spot. I think we can all respect that. It's a village here, services all of Drakkenheim, at least the people going into it.
Yeah.
Does
I
she
guess that
leave
makes
Buckle
sense.
Down Row very often?
From what I know, she does on occasion, and probably a lot more than I know. But I mean, it's not like she's chained there or anything. She can go wherever she pleases.
Right.
She
Well,
is
I
kind of
think
a important figure, though. You wouldn't want her to get injured.
yeah.
Well, true, but she can fend for herself.
Not only that, but I
she's-
believe the people of Emberwood are amicable to her presence. So
It would be good for someone like her to show.
amicable. They're subservient, which is good enough for me. Yeah, I can make the call and see if she is willing to talk to you guys. How long are you going to be here for?
we'll be around for a day ish.
We
we
could
also
be
got
longer if she confirms that she's coming.
Yeah, if you can get back, we've had a long travel, so we'll definitely be resting here for a little bit. But if you can get back and we get a time set up, we can be here for her.
it should be as soon as possible. As said, Oscar is really on the edge right now about fully joining the Hooded Lantern.
Yeah, we wouldn't want that. That would be very. That'd be a shame. All right. Can you give me a minute? He says.
Of course.
Sure.
Good. I'll be right back. He says, and he walks outside.
I would send Fizzle to follow him and look through her senses.
Sure.
She's still invisible.
In that case, I'll fully convey what happens because he won't notice. As he walks outside, you notice that he gets a small flat rock from his pocket.
Sending stones.
Yes. And I'm totally going to bend the rules on how they work because sending stones by default are so sucky. So so just for cinematics, he's going to be like, hey,
For plot
hey,
reasons.
for plot reasons. I mean, the alternative is like if we follow it by the rules, you can say a couple of things right now, and then he has to sleep before he can say anything more, which is annoying.
Right.
Those are advanced sending stones.
Yeah.
Yes, these are.
Or he
Sending
has like 20 of them.
sending stones +1.
Yeah,
They're
it's-
sending
it's-
stones that have been influenced by the haze. Go.
No, it's like probably another artificer or something. Because if you look at it, it's like a very tiny like metal rod sticking out of the plastic knob at the end of it.
Okay.
Hey, anyone there? Hello. And you see him like holding it to his ear.
Come in,
Yeah.
Foxtrot. Come in.
Yeah, I need to talk to her. It's apparently very important. Yeah, I'll hold.
Oh.
Old. So relatable. It's too relatable.
For a second, I
Oh.
think Fizzle can hear sort of like elevator music coming from the stone.
Da, 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 da.
Which means on
Yeah.
the other side, they actually have somebody playing there at the stone.
Yeah.
Like they captured a bard or two in the inner city that they now forcibly make do that. Like,
Do the elevator music for the sending stuff.
like if you don't do that, we'll kill you and your family.
You will play this
That's
harp till the
terrible.
day that you die.
That's so bad.
Man, the
And since
lyrics
we're in
sound
Drakkenheim, even longer.
Oh.
Like the piano in the inn.
In the Black Ivory Inn, yeah. After a second, you'll see him replying again. Yes. Hello, my queen.
I love my queen.
You know that group that yeah, those with the wrestling? Yeah, you've seen them. And with the sister. Yeah. Hey, so they kind of want to talk to you and it sounds serious. You know this potion guy, the Yorin figure?
Dory?
Yeah.
Is that
His
his
last name
last
is,
name?
is
Oh.
yeah, his last name is Yorin.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, he wants to go inside with the hooded lanterns, and they're very close to him, so that's dangerous. Did you send like a party over there or something? Oh. No, of course not. Like you can do yeah.
You can do whatever you want.
Yeah, no, it's not my it's not I'm
Oh, no.
sorry.
The inevitable I'm sorry. He's so bad.
Yeah. Yeah, something about that like he wants to come and work for us. That's what I'm getting, but he needs convincing or something. I don't know. They want to talk to you because they're afraid he might turn on us and like go with the hooded lanterns. Uh-huh. Well, preferably tomorrow. Yeah, I know. Oh, all of them. Yeah. No, they don't notice anything. Okay. Yeah, I can. Sure, but yeah, but okay.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. They're currently what? Yeah, they're currently. I. They're waiting for. Yes. Okay.
This is the best the queen has ever been. I love that she hates him as much as I do. No respect for Blackjack now.
Until tomorrow, then. Emberwood. No, not at Yoren's place. Because I wanted to get a drink. I'm sorry.
That was too far.
Okay. Okay.
Such a dumbass. Oh my god.
Okay. Yes.
I'm gonna put the
Yes,
stone
Will.
away now. I'm putting the stone away now.
Writing it up.
I love you more.
Oh my god, no! I knew it! I knew we were fucking.
Yeah, say hi to the dog from me.
Yeah.
How's
He
lies
puts
in
the stone back. He puts the stone back in his pocket and immediately picks it up again. Oh, sorry. What you wanted to?
Oh my god.
He walks back in. Okay. Hey, so good news. And no, mostly just good news. Yeah, she understands, and this is obviously very important. Those potions need to come to us. She didn't say why she did what she did, but I am sure she has a good reason for it. But she'll be here tomorrow at noon.
Ooh, yummy.
Okay. That is doable then. We will be here to meet her tomorrow at noon. Did she
Great.
say where in Inglewood Village at noon? I don't want to be late for her. I don't keep Her Majesty waiting.
Oh, no. So she will, knowing her, she will probably. Huh. I wouldn't be surprised if she shows up here. Like she knows where you live just as well. But if not,
Okay.
then if not, then she will not go to the Skull and Sword. That's way below her. Then she'd probably be at the marketplace. Either or.
Okay. Until tomorrow then.
All right. I'm gonna go and get another beer. I will see you guys tomorrow, maybe if I'm allowed to go in as well. Yeah.
Oh, if
Mel,
he's allowed. If
Mel,
they let him
All
off
right.
his leash.
Mel.
Yeah.
I totally would look at him from like a little bit far back in the house and think, "Are you okay?"
Aw.
Yeah. Never better. Why?
Gut feeling, I guess. But all right.
Yeah, I got that too every once in a while. It helps to eat some bread a couple of days.
Oh no. He's so
He walks
stupid.
out. And he walks into the night towards the tavern. You are alone again.
Yeah. Once he's
Ugh.
gone, Fritz breathes out and just is really trying to hold his laughter.
That guy is a dumbass.
You can
Is the
say that
first thing Elodie
twice.
says.
We apparently don't know something, but that's about all I could hear from their conversation.
So but as far as you can tell, that this is legit.
I mean, you relate basically everything we told him, except he didn't mention that we had a potion on us. And he didn't mention about the contamination. And yeah, there's something we don't know about. So that's something we should keep in mind.
And if you want to above
Interesting.
table that, like, did you forget Barry or did you do that on purpose? That was on purpose, just so you know.
Mm.
So
They don't
you
really
know.
care about the it doesn't really care about the potion or anything like that. It's the one thing he didn't mention though was the sister. So that
That's
is
me.
Yeah, the ones
I'm
with
the
the sister.
sister.
The one with the sister.
yeah.
And who did he mention before that? Because he said another person, but I didn't understand that. Something, and yeah, the sister's also there. Or the Miss Hero.
I heard something like that as well, but I didn't quite get it audibly as well.
So he hinted at the one with the sister. And he also said, yeah, they're all here. So not just one, they're all here. Yeah, also the one with the one from the sister. Or the one.
Okay.
Mm.
Don't know exactly what word I use, but basically I meant Elodie.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, well, I guess that's
Everyone waving at her.
We're just saying hi. It's okay.
It's okay. Don't worry.
We're just nerds.
We see a cat, we wave.
Yeah, we wave to the cat. Don't worry, it's just a cat.
So I guess what we do. What time of day is it right now? Because I know it's getting towards
It's evening. It's it's dark.
So in that case, I think Nebralin's going to prepare prepare parchment with the date like as we have planned. Seal it with seal it with Petra's ring.
Three
Needs to-
copies.
Oh, 3 copies, yes. Oh yeah, one because we're giving one to the base here, aren't we?
Yes.
He's gonna. Nebralin's going to walk out to the magical armor and start practicing his. Actually, before he does that, he's going to explain everything to Thistle. Explain all to her what where she's got to go. She's been out this whole time since I snapped her up, so she's seen how we got back and forth. Explain to her. Go out there and practice with the knight and failed miserably. He's going to just swing the giant his great sword and miss, fall on the ground, and he's just going to roll and get real frustrated and kick the dirt, maybe cuss a few times, and unfortunately drop the parchment there on the ground as he walks away. And as he walks away, Thistle will pick it up and fly off into the night.
Wow. So
Um,
it's such a shame that you're so bad at that, Elodie says as you come back in.
I know. I'm sorry.
I really thought you were improving, but that guy beat your ass.
Yep. Yeah.
Do you want to give
Yeah.
me the other one for Fizzle?
But I did before I walked out.
Okay, yeah, in that case, Fizzle just takes it, it becomes invisible with her, and she knows what to do, so she's off. Do you want me to take the last one to the barracks here?
Yep. Since you're invisible. Yeah,
Yes.
that might be the best option.
In that case, yeah, Fritz will turn invisible, take that one, and walk over to the barracks.
You can. There's nothing going to stop you, especially not when you're invisible.
Yeah, basically, is there anyone like? How does this building actually look? The watchtower? Is it?
It looks like this.
Okay. Is there like an inner yard or something where some people might be, or is it like?
Yes. Over here, there is an inner yard, and usually, like, they're either training or receiving training over there. It's currently there's going to be like a skeleton crew, basically just overseeing, so 1 or 2 people.
Okay. He will approach to someone who looks like they're standing guard, and without turning visible, just go. I'm sorry. Please don't make a fuss about it.
Who's there?
My name is Fritz, and I'm with Plan D. We have been working with the Odette Lanterns for quite a while now, and I need to convey a message to the Lord Commander, but it should be as discreet as possible. Could you maybe let me into someone who can make that decision?
Yeah, sure. Rain, come out here. There's like a weird voice talking to us, but it sounds important.
May I come in?
Uh,
It's a bit less obvious that way, and there are people here in Emberwood who shouldn't know I'm here.
Oh. At that point, Rain, who's the commander of the tower right now, shows up in the door opening and will let you in.
Okay, and once inside, Fritz will drop his invisibility and illuminate the whole place. And
yes.
Then just go, pleased to meet you. My name is Fritz. I don't think we've been introduced personally, but I've been working with Plan D for a few days now, and I think you are familiar with
Days.
Our exploits.
You're the guys that saved Petra, right?
Yes.
Heck yeah, we
Yeah.
are.
Yeah, I heard of you.
Yes.
Sure. So what's going on?
I have this missive for you, and well, it's not for you. It's for the Lord Commander, and he should get
Exactly.
it. He should get it as fast as reasonably possible.
Okay.
It's very important, and he should
Like
definitely get it before tomorrow morning.
important enough to send a rider out if I have to.
Yes,
All right.
it's discussed with him, and he knows it's coming.
Okay. Sure. John, and one of the scouts approaches. You go ahead and bring this to the Lord Commander immediately, right in the night.
A
Needs to be
trustworthy
there
name, John.
immediately.
John, the strong name.
Strong
Yes.
man. Classic John.
Yes. John, last name Everyman.
The
Without
cousin to
any
Joe Average.
hesitation. Exactly.
Joe Average.
John gives a salute to Rain and immediately goes for one of the horses. You notice that the missive is being taken away. So, yeah.
Thank you for handling this. And I should be going before someone notices I'm not where I'm supposed to be. Thank you,
Sure.
and have a nice day. And he turns
Mm.
invisible again.
You too. Oh, gosh. If you can
Oh,
still hear
gosh.
me, you too.
They think that you teleport exactly
Mm.
when you turn invisible.
Yes. And I will
Aw.
do nothing to convince them otherwise.
Sure.
So
All right.
I guess
So
we could take a long rest.
I'd imagine so. Yeah.
Um,
Do we keep watch?
And-
Probably.
yeah,
We should.
Nabarlin will start to sleep, but Blondie will not look
take-
good.
I'll take a watch at some point.
I'll take. Natali will,
Yeah.
for once, actually volunteer to take a shift.
Okay.
I'll stay up. I'll do first shift because Blondie hasn't looked. She's looking sick, so
I'll take the second
take
one then.
Nestle
Great.
wouldn't try to take a shift because he actually wants to sleep properly and
Yeah.
not risk anything for tomorrow.
For once. All right.
Totally
So we have
take
a
the second.
we have a first, a second, and I believe that Isabel wanted to do the third. She wanted to do A, so she can do third. Yeah.
as so as we're did I just exit out? No. Go. So yeah, so as we're sitting there, Blondie is just looking not good. She collapses on the ground and starts seizing and foaming and it starts coming out of her mouth. And I'm trying to help her. I'm trying to prop her up, but it just keeps coming and it starts to go up her head and it starts to cover her. This mucus and slime starts to harden around her and it just keeps coming. I'm trying to pull it off. And if anyone's awake, there's a lot of this is a lot of noise, so I'm probably keeping people awake, but she's just like on the ground convulsing. I'm trying to pull this stuff off and it keeps just mounding around her and eventually it's this giant just ball of just slime and flesh around her.
I just dropped the
Um,
image, just so you know.
Like, why do you do this inside of our home? Our home.
Are
I
you
can drink
barking more
four-
dragons? Are you barking more dragons, or are you making berries? What's happening?
That looks like a cocoon.
So
It's a
so Blondie it wasn't feeling well and is now convulsing and basically coughing all of this up.
Oh fuck!
and she's now formed this cocoon around her, and there's nothing really I can do. I'm trying to pry it open. I'm trying to do whatever I can. I can't get it open.
Maybe she's
Eventually,
leveling up.
I kind of just sit down, covered in slime there next to it,
No.
probably guessed it, trying to listen to her.
Covered in slime.
Great.
I'm still keeping watch, but eventually, whenever I go to sleep, I'm just sleeping on the slime, basically.
That's
A
so icky. I
slimy
love it.
bed. That's disgusting.
All
All
right.
right, I'll.
As eventful as that is, I imagine nothing else happens during your watch.
Mhm.
Hopefully
All
not.
right. I would imagine there is nothing else, but I do have to do a quick. No, you're fine. Sure. That is watch number 1. For number 2, that was for Atoli.
Yep. Seeing the spectacle going on, he hasn't actually rested at all yet, and kind of wants to go outside. So he's gonna go outside and patrol the nearby houses, just listening out for things.
Sure. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
No, not particularly. Just stay
All right.
outside during the entire shift, basically.
Right. During your watch, it seems that nothing else happens. I imagine that after this stroll, you do come back, right?
Yeah, he returns inside after he believes enough time has passed, and wakes up the next one.
I imagine our house looks rather sketchy at night from the outside, with Fritz sleeping inside it, with like octarine glow flowing through all windows and some cracks in the walls.
Yeah, like that's like this is not. Yeah, that's weird.
And you see like shadows of a pulsing mass in there and stuff like that.
That's great.
All right. Third watch. That is for Elodie. You wanted to do a watch as well. What do
Yes,
you
I'll
do for
do a
your
watch.
watch?
I will go. I assume Atoli wakes me up.
Yeah.
I will sit on the front stoop.
Yes.
And just do my little perception check. She's just thinking real hard. She's just thinking.
He's
So
doing a think stuff.
she's trying to be an intelligent rogue.
Well,
And
let's see how that works out for you.
She has an okay intelligence. She doesn't have the highest intelligence, but we'll see.
Let's roll a perception check. Let's see what you do.
Okay, 15.
Not bad. Looking around, it is a rather boring night out in Emberwood Village. It doesn't seem like there's anything going on, and perhaps that is for the better, because quiet nights are the best nights. In your direct vicinity, nothing seems to happen, so you're fine during your watch.
Okay. She comes back in ready to go to sleep. She hasn't figured anything out. She's just worried, basically. She's just been worrying for the past 2 hours. It's fine. And she will wake up. I didn't hear who was next, but I'm going to say Fritz.
I thought we only needed 3 shifts.
Yeah,
Oh,
3
we
shifts.
only
You
need
needed 3.
Okay.
And
Never
I just
mind.
wanted to make sure. Well done.
Oh no! I totally want to do a roll. Oh no!
And Christian or Nespip, you decided to take just a rest, right? So you don't need to do your roll for the night.
Yeah, I didn't do the halfway thingy.
All right. In that case, night turns into day and you can take your long rest. It seems that you have survived another night. Unsurprisingly so, of course, because you are in Emerald.
Woohoo!
In the morning, the cocoon cracks and Blondie crawls her way out. And starts eating the cocoon. And as you notice,
No.
Oh
She
God,
has-
how is she getting out the door?
she has changed.
How big is she?
She's a
She's
medium
the size
creature,
of
luckily.
Okay, thank
She's
God.
medium. Oh, cutie baby. Hey,
small
girl.
horse.
You leveled
like the
up.
horse,
Good
right? Yeah.
job. She's like a Great Dane, a really big Great Dane.
Yeah,
No,
but
it's
with
like a small
wings.
horse.
like
small
a
horse.
like a cattle, or not a cattle, a donkey.
So
No,
do
no,
you want to
No, she's
divulge
like
like what
horse-sized.
she do you want to divulge what extras she got, or would you want to keep that silent for now?
We'll find out as we go.
Sure.
Yeah,
Yay!
but yeah, that is her new look now. She's definitely got beefed up and
Someday
several of
I'll
her
have
important
a
stats.
cool animal companion. Those are fun. Ugh. Especially the ones that when you kill them, they can just come back. Alrighty, shall we?
So we got our messages out.
I do say good morning to Atoli in the morning just to see how he's doing, how he responds.
He'll smile.
Morning.
He'll smile.
Oh, yay! Good. Okay, makes me happy. I'm like, do you want me to braid your hair again, Atoli? I thought that was really sweet the last time we did that.
You can do one side.
Yes. She does that.
He'll allow it.
Partially braided it totally. That's a lot.
Yeah, I used to do this for Marcus with his long flowing locks.
Wow, you're so good at it. Oh my god.
I know.
Girl.
It's like a French braid, and it just kind of like goes into a little like thing down the side, and it just keeps it out of your face on that side. Shows off your scales. It's really nice.
Yeah, I'm really growing into them lately.
Looks good. All right. Off to the land of death. Right?
I mean, I guess we're gonna probably wait until the queen arrives.
Oh, right.
Also,
Not off to
what
anywhere.
Breakfast?
what should
Yeah.
we?
By the land of death, I mean off to get breakfast.
We
Yeah.
got the familiar sent off last night, yeah?
Yes.
Good. Well, in that case, my belly is empty, and I would like a hearty meal for what's to come these next few days.
Yeah, let's go to the Bark and Buzzard.
Oh, Barry, this is something I gotta ask you. As part of my instructions to Thistle, she would dismiss herself after delivering the message. So if she makes it, she'll dismiss herself, and then at some point I can bring her back where I'm at. Would that
Yes.
would that work? Okay.
That
So-
would work. However, one thing is you'd have to spitball like when you can bring her back, because you won't get like you don't get like a notification that she has dismissed
Right.
herself.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So like
So-
eventually I will try to bring her back. So if she's made it, I'll know because she's dismissed herself.
Because you can bring her back. That makes sense. Yes.
Yeah.
Fizzle would actually just come back once she dropped off the notification.
That also makes sense.
Would she be back by now?
What's
It's
her
been
flying
like
speed?
at least 8 hours. I think 40.
Yeah. Yeah, she
Yeah,
would have pushed
40.
through to deliver and come back. So yeah, she would have made that.
Okay, good news. At least one message is there.
All right. Going to get some breakfast. You see any familiar faces in the Bark and Buzzard?
You will see the face of Karen there, who is Karen is already working on some bacon and eggs and just like the normal breakfast stuff. If you are willing to join with that, a breakfast plate will cost you 5 silver each.
That's all we will
Okay.
tip her the usual 1 gold. Being still as
She'll be
bad
very
with
happy with that.
being still as bad
Yeah,
with
I'll-
money as he ever was.
I'll do I'll do a gold for sure. I'll give them a gold.
See, this is what happens when orphans come into money.
They're just like, give it all away.
I'm
Fitz does
giving an
not tip.
additional silver.
Nabarlin has no need for such breakfasts as he
Oh
has
my
his
god.
as his berry addiction holds him close to its bosom and feeds him and nourishes him.
Good god.
I love you.
Need an intervention at some point.
What'd you say?
I think you need divine intervention for that.
we need wish to make him stop.
All right. So yeah, but no river or anything. No academy people. No people
No,
that
it
we
is rather
recognize.
empty right now in the bargain blizzard.
Interesting.
It's the calm before the storm.
I'm gonna talk to Karen. I just want to know the town gossip. How's it been for the past like couple weeks? We haven't been here very much.
Well, it's been. Sorry that I quickly move you because I wanted to mm, quickly pick her token. There we go.
Oh, beautiful.
There we go. Well, not much to be honest. It was rather quiet here. Um, we had a new batch of food, like quite a bit, that came in,
Okay.
which was good. There was a small contingency of paladins that came through town not too long ago.
Oh,
Yeah.
haven't seen a bunch of those in Drakkenheim. I've seen all the other groups, but not the paladins.
Oh,
So
yeah. They're the whole knight in shining armor kind of thing. I don't know.
yeah, are
It's
they?
just.
How old did it get? How fast did it get old?
Well, I mean, they only moved. They only got through, so I didn't have a chance to talk to them, nor would I really want to.
Yeah, they
They
seem
were hanging out by the cathedral here in town as well. Oh, chapel. Sorry.
right. That's what they were doing.
Yeah, they were. There was a dignitary of the Sacred Flame, right?
Yep.
Something like
Yeah.
that.
So that. Oh, Tobias's son came along with his party. Because they're
Tobias has
still
a
they're
son too.
Yeah. Tobias says like he's got Peter, of course, who works the forge over there.
Uh-huh.
But he's got another son, Sebastian. And he
Ooh.
kind of against his father's will just went out on an adventure. They might still be in town right now, but I'm not sure.
Do they drink here usually, or do they drink the other place?
I'm not sure where they would drink, but I'd say that they're either at the Skull and Sword or just over at the blacksmith. That's where I saw them before.
Right.
I haven't seen them in
Did
here, no.
Nabarlin, did you notice anything like that? Any other family members when you were talking to Tobias?
It was just Tobias working, wasn't it?
Tobias and his son Peter, which you have seen
Oh,
before.
they were working.
Right. How old is Sebastian?
Gosh, Sebastian only recently came back from the Amethyst Academy.
Oh, he's a mage. Okay.
Well, touchy subject. He was kind of expelled.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
How long ago?
He's not a very good mage then.
Well, it kind of
I totally will shoot Elodie like a little bit of a dirty look.
I think you were expelled, so you're still a good mage.
I wasn't expelled.
I don't mean you. I don't mean you. I just, he must have done something to get expelled.
Well, I did hear something, but it is gossip and.
What did he do?
Well, so he was
Come on,
studying over
Karen.
there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I just like you have to like, really keep this silent.
Of course, of course.
So he was studying over there, and rumor has it that one of the royals was studying at the Amethyst Academy as well.
He did not.
Well, no, not that. No, nothing of the sort. No. So you know the princesses, right? Katerina and Eliza.
Right.
So Eliza apparently also had the divine spark. She had the magic spark. So
Mm,
she had to go and get taught the ways of magic.
okay.
And so from what I heard, but I'm not sure if this is true, Sebastian was practicing some magic that he shouldn't have, and he accidentally opened up a portal,
No.
and she basically got pulled through.
He what?
Yeah.
He banished the royal.
He banished a member of the royal family. This was
Also above table, that's totally canon. This. So
Oh no!
Wait,
I feel like I would
but
know this one.
That's a member of the royal. Wait, when did that happen?
a year ago or something, I believe.
A year ago?
This
Wait,
this was
I
this was
thought
part of the
that
original Drakkenheim campaign.
we didn't know that the royal family was alive.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah, like 15 years ago or something.
Okay, I was like,
before
it
the
couldn't be before. It had to be before because that would be
Yeah.
huge news if Eliza was attending the academy a year ago. Okay, so
Yeah,
he's not. He's like in his 30s or something.
yeah, somewheres.
Okay.
I feel like I totally would know
Interesting.
this rumor then.
You've heard of this story. Oh yeah.
And you're like, oh, he's
In that
that
case,
Sebastian.
no, judging by let's just say his mood today, he's just gonna laugh like somewhat loudly and chime in with the words, "That's not a rumor. That happened."
Oh,
Oh, man.
well, you might want to be very like
It's a touchy subject for him, and I bet his family too.
So the thing was, he got expelled and he got back into town, and then there's a house here, not too far away. It's on the edge of town, and it was a manor, and it was empty for a long while. And then one night, when Sebastian came home, like the night after, that house like spontaneously combusted, and everyone
What?
knew that that was him. Like in his anger, like he still can't control his magic very well, so
Oh
he got angry and
no.
like wanted the house. Yeah.
He
Um,
burned a house down?
well, that's what
Gosh.
everyone's saying. So he went off and basically just like ran away for a little while, and then, well, the things happened with Drakkenheim the day after that house burned. Um,
Oh.
and yeah, funny coincidence, right? And then
Mm.
he decided to do something good for Emberwood or something, and he joined up with two of his friends, and like they started adventuring into the city to try to help out where they could.
Oh. Okay. So
Yeah.
he's been adventuring since the beginning.
Oh, he's been trying. Yeah, like it's very hard, of course, especially the first couple of years. It's very difficult to do anything really.
But you've heard he's back in town.
Yeah,
I
like he
wonder
hasn't
why he's
seen.
back in town.
Yeah, he hadn't seen his father for like 15 years somewhere else, and like
Wait,
apparently he
what?
wanted to see them again.
This Oh my god.
Yeah, he's
So
been
I
gone
didn't.
for like a little while.
He's
We
been
didn't order any, but we got some good tea. There's definitely some good tea, though we didn't order any.
Yeah, just like don't bother Tobias with it too much. Like he's a good man. Like it's not his fault that his son is like a pyromaniac or something.
Well, he might not be a pyromaniac. He might have learned to control it by now.
No, I hope so. I'd rather keep my bar rather than seeing it go up in flames because I didn't give him the right beer.
Well, that is certainly good gossip. Thank you so much. Um, I will give her another gold for that wonderful information,
Thank you. And
honestly.
obviously, you didn't get this from me, huh? Like I don't want to. I don't
Oh,
want
of
any trouble.
course, of course. I just tap my nose like all right. I want to go to the market square almost. I want to like because we're waiting for a while. I want to go see the market square and see what's going on.
Sure. Anyone else joining you?
Yeah, might as well walk out and see what's happening in town.
Probably better
Yeah.
to stay together, yeah.
Dippity-doo.
At the market square, you indeed see there's a bit of a bustle. It's still early morning, of course, but there's a bit of a bustle. People are out and about. But you do notice that there are three individuals near the market square.
Oh,
That's
Robins?
one of them. Kind of looks like Tobias.
Oh, yes, we get to meet him. Good, good, good.
He's got the same fiery red hair, and he is also wearing a pair of goggles. Alongside him, it seems like he has two people. One looks like a knight, if you will.
Oh,
Beautiful plate mail that he's wearing, and he's wearing a rather large sword. And on his other side, he has a tabaxi with him with a large bow on her back.
Tabaxi with a bow? You gotta be freaking kidding me.
Oh, it's a kitty cat.
Tabaxi with a bow. Oh, they're
So
so
again, above table,
cute.
this is a shout out to the original campaign. Those three
Oh,
were
is
the
this
original campaign
those
players.
three were the original ones?
Yeah.
Oh, cute. Oh, so he literally played like a blacksmith's son. Oh,
Yeah, he did. Like
interesting.
it was a really cool story.
That's cool. I'll go meet him. I want to go see. I'm gonna walk up to them and just
I
yeah,
totally
I'm
will.
just gonna walk. I'm just gonna walk right up to them and be like, "Hey."
I totally is glancing at like Nespit where he's heading off to towards
Nesbitt is just
the Gilded Lily.
no, he's not going in the Gilded Lily. He's just trying to get away from the disaster that's about to happen.
Oh,
Oh, Nesbitt, you have no faith in my social skills.
you know what? Good point. Maybe we can get a drink in here.
Maybe they'll let us in. We have more money
Fortune,
now.
just take it in.
It's like, yeah.
The three of you will look at you, Elodie. And they're like, "Oh, hi. Who are you?"
Hi, my name's Elodie Ash. I am part of an adventuring party. She looks behind her, sees that the boys have abandoned her, curses in her head. They just went for a drink, but we've been journeying into the city. I heard you're the man to ask about Drakkenheim and adventuring.
Yeah, I guess. We're as Sebastian speaks, we're the Counting Crows, and the one next
Oh,
to him, like
wait, the Counting Crows, as in the band, the Counting Crows. Those fuckers.
so we're the Counting Crows.
Of course,
Immediately
of course.
the knight leans in. He says, "The Jackson Three,"
The
and on the other side,
Jackson 3.
Veo chimes
No.
in and she says, "Veo's finest." Yes, all three look at them each other like, "It's well." We're Sebastian. That's Sir Pluto Jackson, Prince Pluto Jackson, and
Oh, he's a
this
prince.
is Veo. Yes, yes, very much so. Don't you recognize me?
Wow.
Yeah, don't you recognize me?
Uh, no, I've never been to Caspia. That's where you're from, right?
You have an astute mind. Yes, indeed, I am. How would you know?
I had a friend who was a servant of the Jackson family. He didn't talk
Ah,
too much, but he uh said he was from Caspia, so
interesting. What was your friend's name?
Felix.
Right. Yeah, I remember him. He says.
Really? He had a whip?
Yes. Yes. Good old whipping Felix.
I inside check? I feel like he's lying to me.
Go right ahead.
I feel like he does not know who this is and he's just trying to be impressive. Tell me if he knows. 23.
Yeah, like he's lying through his teeth. Like
He's
he's
lying through his
bullshitting.
teeth. Yeah. Pluto, you little shithead. All right. Well, I don't say that out loud, but I go, right. Anyway, yeah. What have you guys been up to? Is it like we've just had our first journey into the deeper haze and uh
Been to the deeper haze. Wow.
yeah, it wasn't fun. One of our guys came out and now he glows all the time, so that's fun.
Oh, well, that's even worse than you, Veo. Yeah, I guess.
Wait, what?
What? Oh, yeah. So, um, hi, I'm Veo. As a tabaxi, apparently I have some resistance to this stuff. Like I can hold it like a crystal in my paws, and it doesn't fuse with my body. So
That's
that's
so
good.
cool.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm happy with that though, because people keep asking me if I can handle delirium. Um, but there's that. And I love fish. Yep. Oh, and the haze is like really annoying, but I can sort of like get through that okay. But the deep haze, that's dangerous.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Can I tell you a secret?
Sure, yeah,
I
free
say
secrets are great.
specifically to
It's
the
free, right?
tabaxi. Oh, for sure. Secrets are always free, right?
Unless
Anyway,
you're breaking.
I look at the tabaxi and then one by one I bend my fingers backward.
Oh,
That's what it did to me.
you became a gymnast. That's annoying.
No, it's just like like super double jointed now, and kind of like a noodle. And
Oh,
then she like thinks, why did I say I was like a noodle? That's so stupid. Why did you say that?
Sebastian rubs his chin and he says, "Did you think of a name already for yourself?"
A name for the crew or
No, yourself. Like
Atoli shouts from behind, "Flubber!"
a name for
Flubber. I
me?
like that.
My
The
name
Great
is
Spaghettini.
no, no, please. My name is Elodie. I don't need any other names.
Oh,
I'm
but you need
good.
a stage name with this, right?
A stage name. I'm trying to be in the
Flubber!
shadows, man. And I
I
show
like
him.
spaghettini.
I summon a. Oh, please. I summon one of my psychic blades, and it's like kind of a like bluish gray thing in my
Oh,
hand, and I'm like,
that's really cool.
you don't want me to hit you with this, but the whole point is that it's a weapon that disappears once it strikes the opponent, so it's really sneaky.
Yeah, I got the same thing, and I wish I could show you. Sebastian says, he says, but if I like show, then people get really angry. So but I can do magic too.
Oh, it's not really magic. It's just like something I can do. I mean, I don't think it's magic.
Hmm.
My brother was always the one who could do magic. I wasn't like that.
Wait, you got a brother? That's cool. Is he still alive?
I hope so.
Family's important. You know, that's like I've been gone for a little while here in Emberwood, but I'm glad that
Yeah, I
me and
heard
my
a little bit
father,
about your past.
you're, you've been talking about me.
No, I just, I asked for a little bit of gossip here and there, and people
And
told
now,
me. You've got quite the reputation.
Yeah, I guess. Not really a topic I want to talk about though.
Oh, you're
So,
good.
what
You're
did you
good.
find in Drakkenheim?
Oh, well, we found, what did we find? We found a garden. We found the clock tower. We found, as I proceed to tell him all of our secrets. No, we found each other, friendship, classic. I found a guy named Brian Johnson, my old school friend. Like, what the fuck is Brian Johnson doing in Drakkenheim, right? I thought he would have died. Like, it's crazy.
Wow, yeah, that is crazy. Hey, are you also here to do some shopping?
Yeah,
Great, so
I
we are
love
too.
shopping.
What were you gonna get?
I was gonna go see what Aldor was hawking these days.
Great, we're actually gonna go to the blacksmith. Um,
Oh god, they hate me. God damn it. I'm like that little kid who everyone hates. Fuck. Elodie gets the message. She's like, right. Well, I just thought you guys were cool and I wanted to talk to you. Anyway, bye. Go
nah,
to
you're good.
Aldor.
As they walk away, Veo just like turns around to you, Elodie, and she says, "Oh, by the way, it's always good to have people that you can rely on, sort of. If we ever run into each other in Drakkenheim and we need to have a safe word, just yell pork chops, and I'll know it's you."
You got it. Pork chops.
Okay, bye bye now.
I love
And they
pork
walk
chops.
on towards the blacksmith.
Okay, bye. Bye, cool kids. They didn't like me, guys. Yeah, but I am gonna ask Aldor if he has anything. I do. I am genuinely interested.
As you
I can't
turn
hear she
towards,
telling them everything we try to keep secret. This would be a little shit. You're not wrong, but I also hate you for that.
as you turn to Alder to have a look, have a talk about the wares that he has, you notice that behind him there is a bit of commotion, and you notice that several people in the streets are sort of like making way for a passing
Oh no.
person or group of people coming from the north.
Fuck.
And as you look beyond Alder, you notice that there is a band of people who are slowly making their way towards the square. It's a lot of different faces, and a couple of them are hooded, but unmistakably, you recognize one of them.
Yeah, fucking queen. Fuck
It
that
seems
lady.
that the Queen of Thieves is coming to pay a
Hold
visit,
the frick up.
as you did.
There's a rat.
request.
Okay.
You can't even do any shopping in these
As
boring times.
as Barlin sees the Queen of Thieves, he'll, as I say this, remember, Thistle has night vision as well as +5 to stealth, so he's gonna snap his fingers and try and pull Thistle back.
Sure. At this point, like we're basically like maybe I advanced the time just a little bit, but like it's noon right now. You should be able to.
Okay, she comes
So
back,
Thistle
all right.
is back with you. Yes.
So she made it.
Comes back. She was about to drop the letter in his hand.
Well, no, she wouldn't come back if she hadn't dismissed herself, so.
That's
Okay.
true. As you see them coming towards you, the Queen looks at you, Elodie, and she gives you a very faint smile.
I hold her eye contact. Just nod
You
at
should.
her.
You're gonna hold that eye contact for a long, long time because
Oh damn. Yeah, I was gonna say like
we're gonna end it for today over here.
No, we
I
are.
was just gonna say like from the point that they enter the town, Atoli's gonna walk up to Elodie, just to be near.
Okay. I will put you over there.
So, what time? So is it practically noon now?
It's high noon.
I know. So
It's
before that,
high noon.
Brawler would also have done detect magic in preparation for them to meet with her. Just
Sure.
just so we can top it out there.
All right.
That is perfect, and we will cover what you see through that in the coming week.
Okay.
Whether or not she is a shining beacon of magic, or if it's really the Queen.
Yeah, she's done
I
that.
do wonder what you guys
before.
think.
Well, it seems like all the big hitters are here that we know
Yeah,
of.
that's
Yeah.
At least the ones that we know of, the bald guy in Lies and Deceit. So
And the rat.
and the rat.
And the rat.
They have joined up with the rats, god damn it.
Yeah,
The most
Yeah,
powerful
that is-
faction.
So that rat over there, that is not the Rat Prince or any of the guys from the Rat's Nest, by the way.
No,
This is
no,
just another rat.
no. That is another rat, but it's a rat.
Yes.
The hooded
Okay.
lanterns have been fighting rats.
Now you're making me want to. Oh yeah, good idea. Now you're making me want to watch that Dungeon Dudes campaign because now I'm like, I want to know their stories.
They are honestly really it is really good. Like they
Is it
go
really
off on a
good?
completely different tangent. There's a couple of things that they added into the story after they were done, so they didn't even like the Black Ivory Inn, for example, is not part of their story.
Oh wow.
But I will say, like, there are a couple of spoilers in there. Like, it is a very long, like, it's
Yeah,
about
I
50
wouldn't watch
episodes worth of
it.
4
I wouldn't
hours.
watch it until we were
But when you're done, yeah,
like
like honestly,
closer
they
to the
are
end.
really good at storytelling. Like they're emotional role players. They're really good.
That's so nice.
Yeah, they're
Are
one
they
of the
all
reasons why I
dudes
wanted
or
to play this.
are they not?
No, it's
all dudes?
they all kind of look
Dudes.
like their characters. So Sebastian and Pluto are two guys. Those are Kelly McLaughlin and Joe Gorman.
Okay.
But Veo is played by a lady, and she is an absolute darling. Like she was relatively new to D&D, and they got her up to par pretty quickly.
That's
But
cool.
she has that happy-go-lucky kind of approach to D&D that new
Oh, I
players
love
have, which is
it.
really fun.
Yeah. Where you're like, what can go wrong?
Yeah, and like
How does
she was told basically, like, you know, with her character, like the way that she should like play it, like she wanted to play a bit more like, you know, like a happy-go-lucky character, and they told her really like to lean into that, so they did. So she's really like,
Yeah.
come on guys, like what's wrong?
I
And that's
love
just
that. That's so
yeah,
cute.
like even like Death and Destruction, she's like, well, at least we got fish, you know, so
At
like
least we have fish.
Okay, Leroy, thank
Huh.
you.
yeah, like it's
I mean,
that level.
I've been also
Alright.
holding off watching it because, well, spoilers, but there are a few like YouTube shorts that I get watched up every now and again that
Yeah.
are usually fine because they're
completely out of context. And there are some absolutely amazing scenes in there.
Yeah,
That's
and
cool.
they went beyond this story, of course. Like this is story 1 of 3 basically that they're making, because like the Dungeons of Drakkenheim is just around the city of Drakkenheim, but there are 2 campaigns, which one is has just released not too long ago, for the grander area around Drakkenheim, and then there's a 3rd story which goes even beyond that. Because of the way that they finished this campaign, there was room for more, which is fun. Like the second season that they did is they played totally different characters, and then
Oh,
in season
cool.
3 they all came together, and they're all every player plays 2 characters, which is
Whoa,
pretty
that's
difficult.
cool.
Yeah.
I kind of love that.
I'm really
Yeah,
excited
like
to see how.
It's like when you make the DM have a scene with themselves.
yeah, there's honestly there is, and I spoilers about, so I can't tell you too much about it, but there is a certain scene which is going to happen to you guys as well, where the DM is holding a monologue between no less than 7 different people.
Woof.
Oh my.
And
I'm
yeah,
excited for that.
I dread the day, but
I'm
it's gonna be
excited
it's
for
gonna
that.
come.
I'm excited to see how this entire great plan of ours is going to play out.
Yeah.
Me
I
too,
mean,
honestly.
for now it's successful. We have distracted them seemingly. So
Seemingly.
that's the main goal. Now we need to figure out what we say to them.
I think
But, yeah.
my biggest concern is how quick is she going to find out that we're basically duping her.
Yeah,
I mean,
I think she already knows.
Probably quick enough once she
She
gets
would not
report-
come here without knowing
I mean-
the most information possible.
Even if she didn't, she's gonna learn pretty quick that the Hood Lanterns had a huge movement in and out of certain, like she's gonna know that, wow, that's so weird that happened at the exact same time that we had the meeting.
Hmm.
Is that a coincidence?
Yeah.
but for right now, we just need to go. Yeah, here is a potion. You did something. Why did you do that? Can you give us assurances that you won't do that again?
Just
We
play
just
straight.
need to.
Just play straight.
You guys can do that. I gotta go though.
Yeah.
So I'll see you guys next week.
That's
All
good.
right. Bye.
Bye.
Bye now.
See ya.
That calls for the end of this session. A little bit earlier today because we have things that happen in real life. And such is the times, but other times we go longer. That being said, I'm in the process of uploading all the previous seasons or episodes right now, and I will get that done tonight, so we should be caught up by the end of this episode. Thank you so much for hanging with us today. Appreciate you all, and I'll see you all next time.